Hello and welcome to this round 7 NEAFL clash between Sydney University and Aspley Hornets at Graham Road. A huge contest awaits us this afternoon between the 2nd and 4th place teams on a gorgeous day here in Brisbane. My name is Jess Webster and joining me in commentary on his debut is Ethan Mackey. Ethan, welcome to the coverage and welcome to the NEAFL. Thanks, Jess. Very appreciative for you guys having me here this afternoon. Well, what an afternoon do we have. Brisbane has certainly turned on the weather, and this is going to be a ripping contest between two sides who are really good on the inside but love to move the ball quickly on the outside as well. Absolutely, and of course Sydney University are undefeated, currently sitting in 2nd place because they played one less game than Southport, who sits on top of the ladder. Aspley, they started off their season in horrible fashion, but they've come good the last couple of weeks with consecutive victories, and a win here today will do their confidence a world of good. As we are now underway, round 7 NEAFL action on NEAFL TV. It's Spencer and Tagliabue in the ruck. No real winner from the tap. Coming in there is Eddie Mallon, can't pick it up. This is Sam Fong, who is captaining today's side in the absence of Tim Barton. Kick up towards half forward. Gross spoils Derricks. Here's Matty Wilson. A snap on goal from 40 metres out. Does it have the bounce? Yes, it does! Sydney University on the board after 30 seconds. What a finish by the youngster, Matty Wilson. On the left boot, that's a cracking goal. Just got it over the back. He always looked like it. He always gave it a chance. It sat right at the top of the goal square and just got the favourable bounce. But that's really clinical out of the centre there from the students. Moved that well and just got forward. And unfortunately, Aspley were just caught out a little bit with a few of their defenders up from that defensive sort of 20 metres out from goal. And that one was just popped over the back, and a really good finish there as the Uni get on the board early. And we saw already Gavin Gross on Jacob Derricks. A lot of interesting and important key position matchups out here at Graham Road today. And Sydney Uni, they've got the first one on the board. Beautiful. So we move in again. Uni be wanting to march on. What can Aspley respond with? The tap comes down. Swallow out of the midfield. Gets the hands off and they're able to work it out. Only as far as the Uni as the turnover comes into the corridor, and they can work it forward again. The mark is taken by Lucy. Straight through the middle. The kick up forward. It's a good one. Oh, the mark's dropped. He had it on a lace out. Put it down. Probably should have been taken. They still got possession. Working it forward again. On the boot is Young. It's a scrappy kick into the corridor, but it's tapped down in a dangerous spot. At hands at ground level is Bonnie. Turned over by Aspley, and they can go on the counter-attack now. This is Swallow moving it forward. And Aspley, they rebound from half-back, kick up towards the wing, misses its target, rolls out of bounds for a boundary throw in almost on the true centre wing position, out of side. Really, really exciting contest, this is Savo. They move the ball so quickly, both of these sides. When they get on the outside, they've both got a real lot of leg speed that they can use to damage both opposition here. So I'd say this will be a really fast-paced moving game, a lot of attack, and a really good one on the viewer's eye. As they work it forward now, Swallow has the ball. He chucks it on the right boot. It's a high ball up to centre half forward. That's Big Freeman coming at the footy. He can't get there, and they can intercept now, Uni. They've got it just working it through hands out that far side. It's a little bit sloppy at this stage. The tackle's laid, and they can keep moving it forward now. Up that wing. Ground level there. Can't quite collect the ball out that far side. That may have been in the back. The umpire hasn't deemed so, and that's trickled out of bounds just forward of centre wing in Sydney's favour. There's a bit of a melee, a few push and shoves going on. Yes. Definitely some feeling in this one early. And Spencer and Tagliabue as well. How important will that match up in the ruck be today? Two incredibly great ruckmen going at it. We're in for a treat this afternoon. Of course, Sydney University, under Tom Morrison, have only lost one match interstate in 2 years, and that was in last year's preliminary final as Tom Young emerges with it from the boundary throw in, handballs to Goulden. His short kick up inside forward 50 lands on the chest of Damien Bonnie, who's back into the side today. And this will, for 2 in a row for Sydney Uni. Yeah, they've just looked a little bit more composed moving forward with the footy here at the moment, Jess. Aspley have looked, they've got the footy out of that stoppage, no dramas, but just moving it forward, they haven't quite had that target there. Freeman's been playing a little bit deeper and just in that sort of, it's a bit of an awkward sort of position. He's playing about 50 metres away as the kick comes in. It looks pretty good off the boot. It's a goal. Wow, 2 in a row. Bonnie's put that one through for Uni and they move ahead 2 straight 12. Plays nothing for Aspley so far. That's a cracking start they've had here, Jess. Yeah, you're right. And I think just at the moment, we're only 3-4 minutes into the game, but we're already seeing sort of the likes of, Tom Young and they're sort of winning some key centre clearances. And it's just that quick movement inside 50. And they've got space to work with and options as well. They've never been a side that's really relied on one key forward, and Jacob Derrick's, of course, two-time Driscoll medal winner. He's been sensational for Sydney Uni, but they've always had someone like Bonnie that, you know, steps up for a few goals here and there, and of course, Maddie Wilson as well.
As Spencer and Tagliabu do battle, work down, Aspley can get it. Swallow is able to get up off the ground. He had an age of time there. He bangs it on the left boot, forwards. Freeman at ground level, comes off the half volley, fumbles a bit. That's work forward now, they can do well. The shot's on. Toys just slipped it right. Looked a bit wayward off the boot. He probably had a little bit more time than he thought there. Just was lacking a little bit of composure as he slams that through for Aspley's first score of the day. 2 straight 12, plays 0-1-1.
And Aspley's first inside 50 as well for the day, as we see the students from the kick in. Long kick outside in the Tagliabu direction, but spoiled by Aspley. This is Ives. Short kick over the top, finds Toy just inside 50 metres. He marks, but well up against the boundary line on the outer side. Polled 10 NEFL MVP votes last week against Redland. As the kick to the hot spot, Spencer's going to have a run at it, but at the front, taking the mark, is Connor Stackelberg, making his return to the side and playing his first game for Aspley this season. And just had good run at it in that contest and put the arms up and plucked it.
It's a great kick in, just to a really dangerous spot, but I'm surprised to see no one from Uni fly for that one. There were about 3 or 4 Aspley jumpers at the bottom of that contest. As Stackelberg can come in, coming into the side this week, he looks to put this one through. No issues with that one. He puts that through, and Aspley are on the board with their first major of the afternoon.
Yep, so Aspley 117, Sydney Uni 2 straight 12, 5 points the margin. We played 6 minutes in this first term. And already we can see, just on the hit-outs, of course we know this battle will be huge between Spencer and Tagliabu. Already 4 hit-outs to 1 going the way of Jake Spencer. Yeah,
Spencer, the big man, he's really got a wealth of experience from his time at Melbourne down south, and he's come up this year. He's a real asset for Aspley. I mean, just gives their midfielders that first usage out of the corridor, and that's exactly what they'd want. As Spencer and Tagliabu about to do battle again. It'll be an enticing one all afternoon. The bounce probably just favours Spencer as he gets front position and works it forward. It's at ground level. Swallow can't get it on the hand. He's wrapped up in a good tackle there, and the umpire's pinged him.
That's free kick.
It's a free kick to Aspley as they're able to move it forward. Into forward 50. It's a dangerous spot for Freeman. He takes the mark. Really held his position well in that contest and is able to pluck that one. He's about 45 out, and he'll go through to give Aspley 2 in a row.
He's always got such great hands, Jono Freeman, and when you put the ball to advantage or even up high, he's got great run and leap at the ball. But again, as you saw there, he's a fantastic forward and a great acquisition for Aspley this year. And of course, he's playing on young Nathan Cooper, who was a NEFL representative last year and one of the emerging defenders in the competition. A big job for him today.
So Freeman comes in. He'll have to strike it from about 45 into a slight breeze. Swings onto that right boot. He's given it a good ride. It just looks to the left side, and it is through for a minor score. So Freeman, he'll be looking for a big afternoon this afternoon. That's a really good mark in forward 50, and if he can get service from their midfielders, he's going to be a handful for Cooper and Uni this afternoon.
So Gordon kicks to himself and then goes one direction, but then changes his mind and goes to the outer side. Gross balls that one. Ball to be won at ground level. Maddie Wilson just bursting through the pack for Sydney Uni. Short kick. And it finds his student's teammate who switches the ball. It's a dangerous kick in the direction of Dimmery. Got a good shepherd and is able to gather it. Then up towards half forward. Just goes over the head of Joyce, and standing at the back is Craig Bird in the number 35. Of course, the former Sydney and Essendon midfielder.
Just got in a good position there, did he, Jess? He was just had Joyce, his direct opponent, slightly out of position and was really able to protect the sit of that ball there. So Bird will come in. He'll have to give it his best effort from about 50. He's a good player. He comes in. He strikes that pretty well. Aspley's numbers get up on the line. It might be socket through. It has been at ground level. What a goal there. I can't even tell who that was, but the ball's come to a number of hands on the line from Aspley. They weren't able to work it through, and out of mid-air, the Uni forward smacks it on the boot, and he puts through their third for the afternoon.
I think it was Nick Foster who might have just got boot to ball there. He's the late inclusion who's come in to replace Sean Edwards. And you're right, it was just on the last line of defence from Aspley. They just let that one slip through. And it was Foster indeed who kicked that one through. So Sydney Uni off to a flying start. 3 straight leading Aspley 1-2-8 We played 9 minutes in the first term.
So Lucy to step into the ruck now for Uni as Tagliabue gets a spell. He's up against Spencer and probably lacks a foot there. Spencer definitely the taller of the two as he wins the tap down to ground level. No one really can collect it cleanly. It's at ground level. The umpire circles. He goes in and calls for a ball up, so that's only moved probably 5 metres forward in Aspley's favour from that contest. But as I mentioned, Spencer definitely has the ascendancy height-wise over Lucy, his direct opponent. The tap down in Swallow's direction. Can't quite collect it. Worked forward out of that stoppage there by Dale. They get it again. That's Payne at ground level, working very hard. He might have dragged that one in. It spat out, though, and Uni can counter-attack.
So handball's misdirected. Chance for Aspley to force a turnover. Will Gowers handball over the top to Pearce. He can send it inside 50 in the Freeman direction. Cooper does well to win front spot. Now he's working at ground level. Plenty of bodies in there. Barkley intercepts the handball. There's a free kick for, I think, tackling without it, and it'll be Stackelberg who wins the free kick. And this is Cody Stackelberg on debut, a spitting image of his brother Connor, who's also out there today. The first time that these two brothers are playing in the same side for Aspley. So the young man is going to back himself to have a shot. Crosses the 50-metre line. Connor Stackelberg on debut has struck that beautifully. What a kick by the youngster. And that's Aspley's second.
Yeah, boasting a Dustin Martin haircut as Stackelberg there with the shaved sides and nearly the mohawk running backwards, but that's a great kick into his. He had a bit of a breeze to contend with, so don't want to do that any injustice. He's had to kick that from about 45, and it looked a little bit right off the boot, but he really gave that one every chance, and that's a big goal as Aspley needed that one to bounce back. Uni have got off to a really good start, but that one's just pegged this one back a little bit, so the margin currently sits at 4 points. Uni 3 straight 18, playing Aspley 2-2-14.
Great contest already at Graham Road. As we mentioned, second versus fourth on the ladder, and of course a healthy rivalry as well between these two sides. As the ball, we're back in the middle. Spencer wins that tap down to Payne, but he can't gather it. His teammates come in to help. In there is Lucy. Payne again extracts it. Handballs to Batchelor. He goes inside forward 50, and there's a free kick, and it's going Sydney University's way. Just got rid of his opponent, did Freeman. It'll be Cooper, the recipient of the free kick.
So Cooper moves it back, just a short kick now, and finds Sierakowski just off the halfback flank. He looks into the corridor, and they've probably got a chance to switch it now and move out that far side. Goulden has the footy. He goes a short little chip, and that is in Lucy's direction, the ruckman. So he'll be looking to utilise his aerobic capacity against Spencer when he is working in the ruck. So they haven't really moved it far. They've taken it over the other side of the field, but it still is about 60 yards. It's a dangerous kick into the corridor. The pressure is applied well by Ives. Locked up at ground level. The umpire called the ball up, and that's definitely a win there for Aspley as they were able to force that turnover and another stoppage inside their forward 50.
So margin, 4 points. We played 12 and a half minutes in this first term. Chance for Aspley to perhaps hit the front. Spencer again, down to Payne. Handballs backwards to Warren. Hurry kick inside, forward 50. No mark. Falls in front of Freeman, who just tapped in front of Pearce, but he's wrapped up by Hebron. And the umpire will call for a ball up about 15 metres out from Aspley's goal.
So Aspley with all the attack in the last couple of minutes. It's gone on a bit of swings and roundabouts this game so far in terms of field position and momentum as the ball up comes down. Spencer out of the ruck. Tries to get on the left slipper, but it's gone backwards. Wrapped up at ground level. Good attack from two players there. There's a holding free kick. This is going Aspley's way, and it looks like it'll be Toy. It is. So Toy will have the free kick to give Aspley the lead for the first time this afternoon. It's not an overly difficult kick. They only have to kick this from 30, and a player of Toy's calibre and experience should have no issues in putting this one through for Aspley's third. So he comes in. A kick from about 35. Sits it just right off the boot and never gave it a chance to work back. So a missed opportunity there for the Hornets. Probably should have put that one through and given them the lead, but the margin is pegged back ever closer. 3 points it currently sits at. University in the lead.
So they're just peppering at the moment. Aspley as Cooper brings the ball back in, but it's intercepted by Stackelberg. This is Connor. And he can send it back inside 50. It's a wobbly kick. No one's sitting underneath that one for Aspley, and the ball trickles out of bounds for a throw-in right next to the right behind post in Aspley's forward pocket.
Yeah, not a great kick into the offensive 50, but no real issues for Aspley. They can force another stoppage, and of course, they've got Walbers, I think, in the ruck now. He's stepped in there.
So Walbers against Tagliabue. Both of them fall to ground. No one wins the tap as Mallon gathers it, wrapped up by Young. Ball spills out Dimmery, and he's thrown into the turf by Joyce. Plenty of intensity and tackling pressure out there today, and we're going to see plenty of that for the next 4 quarters as we get a ball up 50 metres out from Aspley's goal.
So Walbers to do battle with Tagliabue in the ruck. Walbers wins it down to ground level. Swallows wrapped up in a good tackle there by Baron Hay. He can't work it out, and they'll get another stoppage inside their forward 50. So creating plenty of pressure here, Aspley, as the ball up is thrown. Tagliabue wins a tap down. Uni off hands, can't wrap it up, and Aspley are working it forward now, just wheeling it forward. The turnover is forced, and they can work it out this near side. Dimmery can't get a kick on it. At ground level, a good tackle applied there from the Uni defender and worked over the boundary line, and there'll be a ball in, probably 20 metres from goal here for Aspley. So 15 minutes gone. Uni currently hold the lead by 3 points, but Aspley with all the momentum and dominance in terms of field position here, Jess.
And they're definitely putting the pressure on, just not hitting the scoreboard. 2-3 to 3 straight as the ball is tossed back into play. And again, we see Eddie Mallon first to the ball, but the pressure from the Sydney Uni defence just to lock it up again. We have ourselves another stoppage inside 50.
Not too much to do for the cameraman here. It's just tied up in about a 20-metre space for the last 2 or 3 minutes at ground level. Swallow tries to collect. It's worked over the boundary line. A nice little push from Bartholomew's.
So clearances are now 7-3 Aspley's way, and inside 50s 8-4 going Aspley's way. So they're getting plenty of the ball and getting it inside the forward 50, but not getting the scores on the board as Walbers taps it down to Toy. But again, no clean breakaway for the Hornets. As Pearce is tackled, and we'll have ourselves another stoppage.
Gee, if they can't get 1 or 2 goals here, Aspley, they'd be disappointed because they've had all the ball inside their forward 50 at ground level. A tackle applied by Toy. Probably missed the boot, but the umpire didn't want a bar of it. And that is another stoppage inside forward 50.
So a chance for Aspley. As we've said the last 5 minutes, Swallow can emerge from the pack. Handball's off to Stackelberg. His quick kick to the goal square. It's marked. Played on. Freeman. And that's a goal to Aspley, and they hit the front. So great work finally has paid off for Aspley, who've had the ball inside their forward 50 for probably the last 5 minutes at least. And it's Freeman who gets his second of the day. And Aspley hit the front.
They've been breathing a sigh of relief, that one, the Aspley coaching panel. They'd had the ball in there for 4, 5, 6 minutes probably then, and just forced that many stoppages, that much pressure in there that they really deserved that one. And the ball, really well done from Swallow out of that stoppage, gave it to Stackelberg, and a scrappy old kick forward, but Freeman once again held front position and was just able to take that mark and bang that one through. So Aspley moved to the lead. They hold it by 3 points at the moment. 7.5 gone, first term.
So Aspley 3-3 leads Uni 3 straight as we have a restart in the middle. And Sydney Uni went out through Bird. Handball's off to Fong. Sends it inside forward 50, coming at it and taking a good mark on the lead, I think, is Austin Lucy, and it is. Of course, the former Aspley Premiership player from 2014 played his 100th NEFL match at the start of the season. Been a wonderful servant of the competition for Morningside, Aspley, and of course now Sydney University.
Really strong mark, that one. Just led at the footy and really got the hands out there, approached that well. Didn't protect it too much with his chest, but was able to take that in the hands. He'll come in from about 40 metres, Lucy. Number 4 for Uni, strikes it. Looks a little bit left off the boot. Can he squeeze it in? He can. He's put that one through, and University with the direct, or the immediate reply, I should say. They move ahead again, so it's going in seesaws, this contest at the moment. Uni 4 straight, 24. Aspley 3-3, 21. 18.5 gone in the back end of this first term.
For all the hard work that Aspley did just to get that goal on the board, immediately we just see Sydney University reply and hit the front again for another lead change. It will be that kind of game here today, this afternoon. These two sides are just...
It's almost a little bit cruel on Aspley, considering they had the footy in there for that long and only get rewarded with 6 points, and Uni can get the footy out of the stoppage, work it forward, take a mark and kick a goal in the space of 20 or 30 seconds, and they get the same same amount of points. So it's a bit of a cruel game sometimes, this one, but nevertheless, Uni have taken the lead back as Tagliabue and Spencer are about to do battle again. The bounce favours Spencer slightly, but Tagliabue wins it out. At ground level, Swallow, he's been huge in this first quarter. He whacks it out on the half-forward flank just in front of us. Coming at the footy now. Well done there. Just tries to keep it in. Probably got a free kick for in the back. The umpire didn't want a bar of it. And it's worked over the boundary line. There'll be a throw in here, just in front of our commentary position.
So margin 3 points, almost entering time on of the first quarter. As the umpire tosses the ball back into play. Spencer and Tagliabue goes over their heads. Bird again at ground level with another clearance for Sydney Uni. Sends it in the Davies direction on debut, but taking the mark is Jordan Arnold for Aspley. And the Hornets can reload. Short kick to Swallow. And he's got Batchelor on the outside. Commentary side wing. Ball, kick had a little bit too much on it, but Batchelor gathers. He's pressured by Sirakowski. He touches the ball, and it'll be Aaron Day who just fists it over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in right half forward for Aspley.
Yeah, a few sort of sloppy skills there. They really could have moved that one quickly if the kick from Swallow had hit Batchelor lace out there, but he had to prop and stop for a little while, and the smother was just affected there from Uni. So probably a win there for Uni as the ball in just outside of 50 in Aspley's favour as Spencer wins the tap down. Swallow is at the ground again, and he gets yet another clearance. Looks out of the stoppage and finds hands. That's well done, Cleveland. Inside 50, Freeman launches at the footy. Can't quite take it. He was out of position there slightly as they can work it now through hands. Uni out of the back of the contest is Hebron. He looks into the corridor. Bird takes a mark. Just holds it up momentarily.
So Bird short kick and finds Mitch Thompson. Sydney University look for an option going forward. Elects to switch it. Barkley can run at it. Didn't take the mark, but he's got Aaron Day for support. Handball out wide to Dimmery. Short kick up to half forward. No mark there by Foster. And Aspley, they win the turnover. This is Ives. Rush kicked Mallon. He's got to work hard here. He evades a tackle from Day. Well done, Eddie Mallon. Kick up towards half forward. He's got no one there. It'll be Darcy Barron-Hay who takes the defensive mark.
So Barron-Hay just off half-back now. Opts to give the handball into the corridor. It probably had a little bit much air in that one. Hebron moves it through the corridor. That's a dangerous kick right in the centre circle as it's turned over there. The forced turnover from Dale. But only as far as Bird. He works it out with the handball and he turns it over again. So back and forth here. Cleveland out that far side and they've got a bit of time to move now. Joyce has a bounce. He's about 50 from home. He loads up. Goes to the top of the square. Stackelberg can't take it. It's just gone over his head. Poked through behind there. So Aspley missing a few early on. Probably could be ahead if they'd kicked straight, but had some tough chances. So they peg it back. It's a 2-point margin at this stage. 22 gone in this first term.
Goulden to bring the ball in for Sydney Uni. Has Barkley in the pocket. Takes the mark just inside the boundary line. 2 points the margin, 22 minutes gone in the first as Barkley sends it outside defensive 50. A pack forms, no mark taken. It's Will Sirakowski who ends up with it. Kick up towards the wing. Reinhardt can't mark. Handball over the top to Derricks, but he's just bustled over the boundary line by Gross. We'll have a boundary throw in. True centre wing position out of side.
It's a defender's dream, that one. If there's a loopy handball on Gross, just read that one brilliantly. The ball was handed to the Sydney player and he just ran in and smashed him blindside. So nice little hit from Gross here. It's a physical contest early. Spencer in the ruck, wins the tap down. Ground level, Aspley have got the numbers there. The representation, Swallow just works out of the ruck, brushes past two. Can work it forward now. So through hands, Milan out to that far side. Coming forward, Freeman at ground level, just hits him on the shin. Couldn't quite get down the big guy as they work it forward now. Uni have got hands on it. There's a lot of pressure there from Aspley. There's a free kick and it's going Uni's way.
So it'll be Foster with a free kick for too high. He goes up to the wing. Kick didn't have enough on it for Tagliabue. It was Spencer at front spot. A little rush kick towards Reinhardt. He's won himself a free kick. He sends it inside forward 50. 1-on-1 contest. Bonnie who just gets rid of his opponent. And Jordan Arnold, that was experience right there, and takes the mark, and he'll shoot for his second from about 40 metres out. Sorry,
Jess, they've looked a lot more efficient when they're going inside 50, just that ability to keep the forward line open and nice and clear, whereas for Aspley, Uni were able to really counter that and hold numbers in there and clog it up. So Bonnie will come in for his second of the afternoon. He'll kick from about 30 out straight in front. He puts it just out to the right, and it's through for a minor score. So just look to sit back on that one a bit. Didn't quite kick right through it as he puts through a minor score. Aspley up by 3 points in the latter stages of this first term.
So the first behind of the day, Sydney Uni, is Allen. Kicks to himself and then sends it out in the Will Wolbers direction. No mark taken. It'll be Jono Giles who wins the race to the footy, but he can't gather at Hebron. Handballs backwards to Bird. Is pursued by Wolbers, gets around one, and then goes down towards half forward. That is a brilliant kick. That is experience and poise, the best you'll see from Bird. Sirakowski, who goes inside forward, 50. No mark taken. Warren will be first to it, but the bounce evades him. Davies trying to get through the pack, but he's wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up about 30 metres out from Uni goal.
So there haven't been too many stoppages in this first term in Uni's forward 50, but yeah, they're the ones that hold the lead in this game. So Aspley have probably had the footy down their end majority of this first term, but just haven't been able to quite convert those opportunities into points on the scoreboard. And Uni, again, have it inside their forward 50 and a chance for them as the ball down at ground level. Working out through hands now, out that far side. Warren on the boot. It's just a kick and hope forward. Freeman couldn't take the chest mark. Got in a good spot. They can work it forward now. Aspley, the handball is a bit of a wayward one. Didn't really go to anyone in particular, as they're still just working it forward. It's a bit of a scrimmage at the moment. At ground level, a good tackle applied, and we'll have a stoppage here. Just shy of the centre circle now. Slightly in Uni's attacking half.
25 minutes played in the first. Uni lead this contest by 3 points. It's been a great battle to start round 7 action as Wolbers emerges with it. Handball to Gowers. Handball to Giles. Kick up in the Pearce direction. Good battle between Pearce and Barkley. He's stripped of the footy as Barkley. This is Goulden. Handball over the top. Wilson. Kick up towards half forward. No one can mark there. Gross, he's just stripped of it. Derricks wins the footy, kicks it long towards the goal line and taking the mark. No, it's a free kick. Free kick going Uni's way to Foster.
It's a mark or a free kick. Either way, you'd think he got taken out with that frontal contact there. That's a great kick in from Derricks. Just put it to the advantage side. He hasn't been prolific in this first term, but of course a class player. Whenever he touches it, he can usually do something of substance. As the bananas put through, just to the near side, it seems, from Foster for a minor score. So Uni's second for the afternoon, 4-2-26, leads Aspley 3-4-22.
As Allen brings the ball in, finds Warren. Left pocket for the Hornets. He goes further up the boundary line to Gross. Marks in front of Derricks. It's 27 minutes played now. Derricks over the top to Payne. He kicks along the boundary line and finds Ives. Just a patient build up for Aspley. Ives assesses his options and decides just to go long down the wing. Huge pack will fly at this one. Coming through, Hebron almost taking the mark. And Swallow is underneath all of that, and we'll have a ball up. Wing position out of side.
So can't be too long left in this first term, one would think, as it's been a very entertaining one. There's been certainly a lot of movement. It's a fast-paced game, obviously very well contested in those stoppages there, but when they get to the outside, both of these teams can excite. As the ruck contest forms, it's tapped down. Uni try and work it forward. Warren is able to intercept to Payne off the left boot. It's a high ball. The sit there. Quite an easy mark was able to be taken. Sirakowski out there on the halfback flank. He decides to play on the left boot. It's a raking kick into the corridor. It's a good one up there. Can't quite get it at ground level, but work forward. Holds position well, does the Uni forward as it's taken there at ground level. Hiscox trying to get himself involved. They're willing it forward now on the boot. Just looks to be, in fact, it's hit the boundary line post. The point post, I should say. That's a boundary throw in there in Uni's forward 50. So they get a chance late. 28 minutes gone to put another one on the score and move this out even further.
So it'll be Wolbers and Lucy to contest this boundary throw in. Wolbers obviously has got the height and weight over Lucy. Let's see what he can do. Wolbers comfortably wins the tap down to Hampton. Handballs to Toy, but he's under pressure and wrapped up by Fong. We'll have a ball up.
So Aspley probably got the benefit today, Jess, of having, obviously, Wolbers as a backup ruckman for Spencer, so they've certainly got the height there in that advantage in that battle. As Wolbers wins a tap down again, it probably wasn't a great one, although wrapped up in a good tackle there. And they're able to take the advantage of that. Aspley, no, they're not. They'll go back and have another go at that. A really good tackle applied.
So it's Giles with the footy. And he can send it out towards the outer side wing. Spencer has a run at it, can't mark it. Warren just tries to soccer it off the ground. And it's spilled over the boundary line for a throw-in. We've played nearly 30 minutes now in this first quarter, and Sydney Uni lead this contest by 5 points. It's been a ripper opening quarter here at Graham Road.
So ball comes in. Walbers doing a few dance moves there in the ruck contest as he wins the tap down. Was able to get it back to Swallow to Warren. They get it through hands now, can't quite collect, although another effort, a good one there. They can work it forward now. That was Hampton, had a good effort in that passage of play. Milan decides to go for a run on the non-preferred left boot. The kick forward. The Uni defender probably could have taken the mark there, but opted not to. Swallow at ground level. Don't give him a chance inside the forward 50. He puts a good kick out. Pearce can't quite reel it in. Well done there. Really good work from the Uni defence. They move it out this near side. It's a good kick out in Davies' direction. He takes the mark, Jess.
Davies switches inboard but can't find Lucy. He'll be pursued by Payne. Handballs to Hebron, but his handball is affected. Quick kick out of the pack though. Sirakowski in space. You can't give him too much room to move as he goes inside forward 50. Gross got his fingertips on it, but it's Derricks who kept his feet, keeps the ball alive, has a snap but misses. So again, another quick transference of play by Sydney Uni. They look good when they get space and room to move.
Yeah, how Sirakowski had 20 metres on his own out in this near wing will puzzle anyone. That's bizarre how a player can just be given that much room. As Aspley bring it back in, the kick to himself. Freeman takes a virtually uncontested mark there. So that was Dimmery. Pretty content to have a look at that one and not contest. As Warren moves it up forward, they can work it forward now. Milan off the boot inside 50. Freeman tries to protect the space. The mark can't be taken. Ground level. Toy kicks to the top of the goal square. Can they get in there and take that? It's Pearce. He's wrapped up. Just gets it to the boot. They're working to keep it in this forward 50 now. Swallow applying pressure.
And that's the siren to end quarter time. Almost a chance there for Aspley to get a late one, but it'll be Sydney University who leads this contest at quarter time. 4-3-27 plays Aspley 3-4-22. We'll take a short break on NEFL TV and come back with the second quarter shortly. And welcome back to Graham Road for this round 7 clash between Aspley and Sydney University. Quarter time sees Uni 4-3-27 leading Aspley 3-4-22. What an opening quarter that was. My name is Jess Webster and joining me in commentary is Ethan Mackey. Ethan, what a game we have. Yeah, it was certainly a top quality first quarter. I mean, Uni got the early ascendancy, kicked a couple and really got the jump on Aspley, but they were able to bounce back in the same sort of manner and get a plethora of inside 50 stoppages, but just weren't quite able to convert those opportunities into majors on the scoreboard, and Uni certainly punished them in the times they went forward. So an interesting second quarter we've got coming up here, Jess. So Andrew Swallow leading possessions with 10 disposals and 4 clearances in that first quarter, and Adam Goulden leading the way with 8 disposals in defence for Uni as we're underway in the second quarter. Spencer and Tagliabue in the ruck. Birds down there on his hands and knees. Handballs to Dimmery. Quick kick up towards half forward. Wilson can't mark in front of Hampton. He can mop up for Aspley, but he's pursued by Bird, and it'll be a free kick going Bird's way. Oh no, it is going Fong's way. He can send it inside forward 50. Wobbly kick. Tom Young first to meet it. Gets a quick kick away, but it's Gross at ground level. Handballs to Payne. Off to Swallow, and Aspley can rebound out of defence. So Swallow at that far side. Mallon takes the mark there. I've been corrected. Sorry to Mallon. I've been calling him Malone that first term. As he moves up. It's a good kick there. So they have the footy just on centre wing. Aspley able to hold it up for a moment. They move it forward now. The umpire calls the play on and the ball goes long. Freeman probably was held there. Attacks the contest hard at ground level. Aspley working this one forward. Freeman can't quite get down. And they're able to work this footy out the far side on the switch. Uni. So they come out the flank. It's a good kick. Derek's trying to get there. Oh, what a mark. One-handed. Put it out and pluck that one. So Derek's right half back for Uni. Unfamiliar territory given he is one of their key forwards. And can send it long down the wing. Gross has the sit, but Young comes to meet it. Can't mark Gross. He wins it at ground level. Handballs to Dale. Wobbly kick off the boot. Warren will come to meet it, but Derek's with the timely fist over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. So Derek's just getting stuck into Warren after that one. There's a bit of feeling in this contest. We mentioned it in the first quarter, and that's certainly not being downplayed. So both of these sides playing a very aggressive and attacking brand the start of this game so far. So umpire tosses the ball back into play. Mallon comes out to meet it and bursts his way through. Handball to Payne. On the outside is Warren. Tries to step around Tagliabue. Does the check side snap. Falls to Toy, but he can't mark it. Mopping up for Uni is Richards. His handball is straight, and we'll have another Badger throw in. Bit of a crafty kick there from Warren. Just the check side on the boot. Thank you very much. Put inside 50, and probably the mark could have been taken, but just wasn't quite clean enough there. But Aspley have the footy forward at the moment. So this is Payne. Couple of secondary efforts. Just swings around. Decides to throw it on the right boot. Inside 50 in the Freeman direction. Can't mark. Ball is fisted away. This is Spencer now to mop up for Aspley. Just palms one off. Handballs to Swallow from 50. And he's won a free kick. And Spencer comes in to remonstrate. A bit of feeling in this game. He's not happy. Obviously, Swallow was put down after he kicked the ball. And it's a free kick downfield for Aspley. And it looks like James Ives, who will have this difficult shot on goal, is right up against the boundary line. So Ives with plenty of work to do here. Swings around to the right boot. He's snapped. He's just put it at the near side again. So Aspley, their worries continue leading into this second term here. Just aren't quite able to convert those forward 50 opportunities and entries into points on the board. So Uni 4-3-27 lead Aspley 3-5-23, 3.5 gone second term. Goulden finds Fong at centre half back. Short kick, doesn't have enough on it. Warren intercepts. Handballs now to Toy, but handballs ill-directed. Huge hit put on by Fong, and then Toy's wrapped up. Talk about intensity in this contest. It's gone up a notch, that's for sure. It has indeed. There's feeling in this one. After that, there was a bit of push and shove, as I mentioned, with Warren and Derek's on the boundary line, and then obviously the hit on Swallow. They're certainly getting stuck into each other here as ground level Payne tries to work it forward off hands. It's in tight in this second term at the start. Work forward again from Toy. Intercepted there by Uni. Can't quite collect the footy. Wrapped up at ground level. Warren's around his head. It's just spat out. The umpire's allowed that one to go on a little bit longer. Mallon probably dropped the footy there, but the umpire didn't want to bar of it. Swallow attacks the footy. Really well given there. Ground level Dale
It's a bloke around his ankle. He's able to evade that one, and Swallow feeds that back. It's a good kick in there, and they're able to take the mark.
So it's Payne finding Stackelberg. This is Cody. Can send it inside forward 54. The Hornets 2-on-1, favouring Uni, but taking the mark is Freeman.
Freeman just got the hands up there, kept his position well, and gee, he's a strong player. He's a handful for any defender in the NEFL this season. He's just been able to protect that drop again and use all of his strength, the power through his hips to really hold the drop of the footy there, and he's taken a mark. He'll have to kick from a bit of a nasty angle, about 20 out, just near the boundary line, but he's a quality player, and I'll back him in from here, Jess.
Oh, it's a big call. Will it be the commentator's curse? It's Freeman on the approach from the boundary line, gives himself a little bit of room to move and nails it. Aspley back in front.
Yeah, what commentator's curse? No such thing as that. Freeman, he's a quality player, and that's a really good finish. And what I like to see from him there, he's not opted to go with the snap kick that you see some players these days and trying to really open up that angle and bend it around. He's just backed himself for the drop punt. A nice straight kick. He comes in to kick that footy really straight, doesn't wheel around too much, and he's really put that one through. That's handy for Aspley, so they've taken the lead 4-5-29 to 4-3-27 for Uni. 5.5 gone in this second term.
And you even just saw there, Freeman, you're right, he didn't need to do the snap because just the experience to slowly creep in and give himself just that extra couple of metres angle so he can nail the drop punt. So that's Freeman's second of the day. Now 2-point margin favouring Aspley as we're back in the middle. Give that one to Tagliabue, but straight down the throat of Swallow. He's not going anywhere though, and we'll have a ball up. We've moved a couple of metres closer to the Uni goal.
Yeah, Tagliabue and Spencer, this is a cracking battle this afternoon. Two really quality ruckmen. Spencer wins that one out now. Ground level, can't quite work it out, although gained by Giles. He bangs it forward on the boot. It's a long kick. Might have been a hold there against the Aspley forward. At ground level, worked out. Really good tackle applied there. Wrapped up, and there'll be a ball up. So Aspley just clocking up another inside 50 stoppage. They're working this forward, and they've had a lot of the momentum early in this second, Jess.
Yep, so we've got a ball up. Centre half forward for Aspley is Tom Young. Just hurry kick out of congestion. Joyce will be first to meet it, pursued by Bartholomew's. Handball to Giles, a little bit fumbly. Pressure now will come from Hebron, and they've caused a turnover. Dimmery, left foot kick, but intercepted by Stanley. Again, his kick affected. It'll be Sydney Uni. He can get the fast breakaway, but it's Allen taking the defensive mark over Davies, and Aspley can reload off half back.
Yeah, Allen wouldn't want to drop that one on the last line of defence there. He had the opportunity to provide the switch. He didn't want to do so. Payne at ground level, a good pickup, but the boundary line was slightly interrupting him there as that one's popped over. A true centre wing stoppage here.
Payne's really come into the contest as well. He's up to 13 disposals and 4 clearances, and Swallow leading the way with 14 disposals and 5 clearances. So the key midfielders getting plenty of it. Yeah,
I think having Swallow really getting his hands around it has allowed Payne to get off the leash a little bit, in particular around the stoppages of Swallow. Another one there on cue. Freeman had to sit on that one. It's just gone straight through the hands, and Uni can mop this one up or opts to have the bounce. I'm not too sure about that one. He's running ever further over to that boundary line. The kick up there. Great attack there. A good mark taken. This is Cleland. Has the footy just on centre wing.
So Cleland, send it back in the Freeman direction. He'll have a run at this one as well. Can't mark it. And at ground level, a little bit fumbly as well. Quick kick out of congestion. Foster can't gather it, and we'll have a boundary throw in on this commentary side.
So Uni, I'm not too sure if they've even had an inside 50 in their second term. We've had 8 minutes played, and they've barely had it down there. So it's all been played to the left of screen at the moment. There's no breeze to speak of. So Aspley just winning the footy, in particular around those stoppages at the moment with Payne and Swallow, of course. First use from Spencer has been prominent.
So Spencer again gets the tap down. Giles just taps it, tried to tap it in the Swallow direction. He'll get his hands on this one, but he's tackled over the boundary line by Foster. And we will have a boundary thrown right in front of us here in the commentary position. We'll get a good look at this one, Ethan.
Yeah, there's a bit going on here. Foster and Swallow, and Warren gets involved now, and umpires are just saying, come on boys, let's move on and play some footy. So bit of a scrimmage just down here underneath us, which is good to see. Always get the close-up. Spencer and Lucy doing battle in the ruck.
So this is Thompson in there. Young now, he's just gets it away in the direction of Dimmery. Left foot snap up towards half forward. This is Arnold, first to meet it for Aspley. Off to Warren, 3 to choose from. A Swallow takes the mark. Handball to Toy. His kick inside forward 50, plenty of space. Mallon can run onto this one. Evades one tackle, handballs into space. And it'll be Uni whose numbers will win out through Goulden. Handballs off to Hiscox. Short kick finds Sirakowski.
So Sirakowski just in the corridor here. He goes for a run out that far side. Doesn't have too many options on offer. Although he gives to Hiscox. His run will have to be prominent if Uni are to really push on here this afternoon. He has two bounces and stops momentarily, gives the handball back, and they move it inside 50. The kick in there, can't quite take the mark. The back of the contest, Dimmery works it back. Young now, 50 out. The kick was not a great one by any means, and Aspley can turn it over and work it out this near side. That's a great kick.
He's got Stackelberg in space. He can gather it, then he kicks up towards half forward. What about the bullet-like pass to his brother Connor? Wheels around the corner. Freeman can't quite mark it. Ball spills over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Gee, that was nearly...
What about the kick from Stackelberg to Stackelberg?
He got the view of that one, didn't he? That was a bit of backyard produced from the brothers, probably when they were younger, doing that one and practicing that one. But that one just nearly taken by Freeman. Couldn't quite reel it in the big man, so had to do a bit of work. But Aspley with it forward again. So
throw in, Tom Young. He just gets the kick away, but is it out of bounds on the full? It is, and I think it'll be Payne who'll take this free kick. It is Payne just on the perimeter of the boundary line and the 50-metre arc, as he has it at about 50 out. It's certainly a clogged defensive 50. Walbers is moving forward there for Aspley, trying to get up there, the big man. The kick into the pocket, and that's gone out in the full again. So just trading blows here a little bit, both sides. So 11 minutes played in the second. Aspley still lead this contest by 2 points. It's been a ripper game so far. And you're watching it live on NEFL TV, thanks to our broadcast partner, Bar TV. Sydney Uni try to switch it on the goal line. This is Richards now. Can take a bit of a stroll. Kick outside defensive 50. Baron Hay marks in front of Ives. And he's got runners forward. Jack Hiscox has found himself some space. He couldn't mark it, but he does gather it. Takes one bounce. Takes a second bounce. He's pursued by Walbers. Gets around one. Short kick. Bonnie can't mark. Cleland's there for company. Derrick's handball over the top. Shot on goal and snapped by... I think it is Bird, it could be, for Uni, but just a minor score. Bird trying to finish off the good work there, so Hiscox is really getting himself involved here in this second term. He's a fast player and he had Walbers on his tail, and that's a bit of a mismatch in speed. As Aspley able to move it back out again. That's not a great kick, just through the hands of Lucy. Couldn't quite get up to that one, and it's scrapped at ground level. Lucy wins it to Young. Out this near side here is Sirakowski. He bangs it inside 50. The kick just bounces over the head of the Aspley defender at ground level. Derricks gives a no-look handball out the back of the contest to Hiscox. The snap again. Let's try another one. Just through the near side. Oh, it's bounced through. He's had the off break. Wow. You'd have a right arm off spinner that'd be very impressed with that one. That's been given the perfect bounce as an Aspley defender in the square. Was just expecting that one to roll through, but always collect it before that one hits the ground. That makes him look a little bit honest there. So that's popped through, and Uni extend this lead again. So back out to 5 points. It's a really tight contest this. Nearly 13 gone in the second term, Jess. Yes, you take your luck when you can get it. The quirks of the Sharon, you don't know what it's going to do sometimes, but it was reward for pressure by Sydney Uni. Aspley have had majority of the play, I think, so far in the second quarter, but it's what they've done consistently so far this game is just kick goals against the flow of play, just to kind of keep their noses in front. And, I mean, it was still a great conveyance by Hiscox, and we're back in the middle. Tagliabue will give that one to him, but again, straight down to Swallow. Handballs to Ives, kick around the corner, up to half forward. Baron Hay first to meet it for Uni, wrapped up by Pearce. And we will have a ball up. Centre half forward position for Aspley. That's been the tale of this afternoon, I reckon, Jess, for Uni. They just haven't allowed Aspley to get any really constant momentum. They've always just been able, as you said, to get one against the run of play. As Swallow moves it out of that stoppage, he was taken around his laces. He'll get a free kick. He's been just as busy in this second term as he was in the first. So he'll have it about 55 out. We'll just kick from the corner of the square. He puts it inside 50. Freeman was the target. Couldn't get there. At ground level, Uni trying to work it forward. Intercepted by Mallon. Puts it to... Sorry, that was Mallon. Puts it through the near side for a minor score. So Aspley just continuing their ways, not being able to convert these opportunities into scores. So Sydney Uni on the rebound now. Out towards the outer side wing, Lucy. Short kick inboard finds Wilson. He wants to move it quickly. Goes up to the Reinhard direction. Dale can't mark behind, but he wins it at ground level, trying to get the handball away into space. Hiscock's first to meet it, wrapped up by Joyce. We will have yet another stoppage about 60 metres out from Uni goal.
So Uni be looking to put another score on the board here and move forward again. They've just been able to really hold momentum of Aspley this afternoon. Aspley have had the footy forward a lot in this second term, but haven't quite been able to do anything of substance. As it's worked forward from the stoppage, a good tackle applied there at ground level. Wrapped up, and that's right near the centre circle. We'll have another ball up. So there's been plenty of stoppages to go around this afternoon thus far, Jess.
Absolutely, and Swallows on fire. 18 disposals and 8 clearances, and we're only 15 minutes into the second quarter as the umpires picked out a free kick going Aspley's way for holding. And it'll be Matthew Payne takes the free kick, wants to get a hurry on, goes up towards half forward. Giles in front spot, but taking the mark is Hebron. Great defensive work there by the young gun. And he goes inboard. Bartholomew's switches again to Sirakowski. True centre half back position for Uni now. Sirakowski tries to get around 2 Aspley players. Ends up on his left boot. Goes towards Tom Young. Can he keep it in? He does. No. Just stepped over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in, centre wing position, outer side.
Boundary umpire had a pretty good view of that one, and he's called that one. So I think Uni were probably away again there if that one had stayed in. But they've just looked a little bit more poised as well with their movement of the footy. Just happy to hold it up momentarily and see where they go with that. A ground level Swallow on the handball. He's getting busy today. Trying to collect that one is Thompson for Uni. Can't quite do so. As Aspley work it forward against Stackelberg. Went straight through the hands at ground level. Uni working it out now. That's well done. Hiscox on the boot out this far side. It's a good kick. It's a foot race. A genuine one-on-one contest. Davies wrapped up in a good tackle there. These two just fighting over it like two cats. They try and get it out. Now Aspley are able to counter-attack. Well worked for. That's a great kick.
Beautiful kick from Allen. Finds Giles in space. Spear and kick inside 50. Barkley can't mark in front of Batchelor, but he ends up winning the football. Handball over the top to Freeman. And I think free kick going Uni's way. And it'll be Xavier Richards to mop up. Kick outside defensive 50. Finds Hebron in space. Goes for a bit of a run. Then goes long in the Bonnie direction. Coming across to intercept was Hampton. Affected the mark. This is Dale at ground level. Bonnie's in there. Trying to handball into space. Wilson now. Handballs to Davies. Pursued by Wolbers. Dale will be first to meet this one for Aspley. His hurried kick finds Swallow. Great defensive work by Dale. And now his short kick finds Payne, and Aspley can reload off half back.
So Swallow to Payne, been 2 of Aspley's best this afternoon so far. They've been really busy around the stoppages. Payne content to switch across, and Dale holds it up. He has a look up the field, and that's a good kick there, and Gross can go. He goes on the left boot. It's probably didn't give Stackelberg every chance, but he's done well. He's cut off that distance between himself and the defender. Stackelberg out this near side. Pearce takes a good mark. He's about 70 from home now.
Geez, I like the look of Stackelberg today. Is Pearce runs off the mark. Long kick inside 50. Freeman can't mark. At the bottom of the pack, Stackelberg of the Connor variety, and he snapped that one through.
What a goal. He got absolutely collected on delivery then when he put that one on the boot. Got smashed from the other side, and he's done well to keep that one there. That's something they haven't been as good at this afternoon, Aspley, is just making use of Freeman up forward, getting first hands to that ball. There haven't been that many players around his feet until now, and that's a really good position from Stackelberg. A genuine Crummer's goal. He's able to put that one through and continue his good afternoon. Aspley back in the lead now at Graham Road, 5-6-36 to 5-4-34. We're in the back end of this second term here on a Saturday afternoon. A beautiful one in Brisbane.
Jeez, it's just been a cracking contest, hasn't it? It's what we came here to see today at Graham Road. Is these 2 premiership contenders of the NEFL competition going at it, trading blows so far for a quarter and a half.
So the ball up now. Spencer in the ruck. He's back in there. He's been super busy this afternoon, but Uni are the ones who can utilise the tap. Comes out trying to get the hand in there was Gross. Can't do so, and Uni are able to collect. Sierakowski puts the burners on steps 1, steps 2. The kick inside. Should have the sit here. Oh, they intercepted each other. I'm not too sure what's going on there. That might be a free kick for in the back. Wasn't given, and it'll be a ball up. That was it Thompson and Bonnie? I think they both crashed into each other. It was nearly an uncontested mark to Thompson, but they've both just run into each other, and that's a rude opportunity for Uni inside their 50.
Yeah, probably had a bit more space, I think, than what they thought. Bit of perceived pressure there maybe, but here's Thompson now. Handballs backwards to Wilson, quickly throws it on the left, goes to the hot spot. Can there be a mark? None taken. Davies with first to meet it, just throws it on the right, but misses for a minor score. Sydney Uni 5-5-35 trail Aspley 5-6-36. 1 point ball game, 20 minutes into the second.
Moving out that far side, that's a great kick out of defensive 50, and that's Toy out there who has the footy for Aspley. Moves it up the line there. Mallon can't take the footy. There's a few Uni jerseys there to collect for them. Although Aspley are really getting in now, getting stuck in. Swallow provides assistance in the corridor. He works it out the far side and they can run now. Toy again has one bounce. Might have two, he doesn't. He kicks into a dangerous spot, asks for the lead, and it's intercepted. A really good position there for Uni. So Aspley just not efficient again going forwards.
Barkley, short kick finds Dimmery, handballs off to Day. Comes out to this commentary side wing. Davies and Dale again, spoiled by Dale, but Davies gets the handball away to Sierakowski, takes a bounce, short kick inside 50, Derek's marks, 40 metres out from goal.
Gee, Derek's might be thanking the umpire after that one. I reckon that kick's gone about 7.5 metres. But nevertheless, he's got the mark. He'll go back to kick from about 45 metres out, and this will be his first for the afternoon. So he will be wanting to get super busy here. It's a really tight contest at this stage, and he'll be handy for Uni this afternoon if he can get off the leash.
So Derek's on the approach. Let's go from 45, and that is straight as an arrow as Sydney University regain the lead once again.
What a kick then from Derek's, just really put the shoe through that one. And yeah, as I mentioned, I don't think that was quite 15 metres, but you sometimes get those ones as a forward. Footy goes that way sometimes and works in your favour, and Derek's has taken the most of his opportunity there, and he puts that one through and puts Uni back in the lead. So swinging in terms of score ascendancy here at the moment at Graham Road. It's a really good contest, this one. And
you mentioned it before, Sydney University, their efficiency going forward when Aspley dominated clearances 22-12 and inside 50s 28-16, but it's Sydney University in front. They're just taking their opportunities when they come.
So Spencer and Tagliabue to do battle again. Tagliabue is favoured in this one. He taps it down to ground level. Trying to work it forward there is Fong. He gets over it. Aspley are able to scrub a handball out. Don't quite know who that was. It might have been Swallow again. Freeman at ground level. He's copped a nasty bounce there. It works forward. They've still got it locked in there. Tied up there. Batchelor tried to work it out with hands. Freeman again making a good second effort, but Uni can collect and clean up. That's Bird on the hands out the far side. And they're able to counter back.
Dimmery for Uni now. Kick up towards a one-on-one contest. Reinhardt against Dale, and it's Dale who wins out. Played against Matt Hammelman last week for Redland and did a really great job to keep him to 2 goals. He's certainly a player of the future as his kick finds Payne on the outer side. It's coming up for his 17th disposal. There's Payne, just high kick inside 50. Freeman will try and run at it, but he didn't get anywhere near it. Day for Uni, handballs backwards to Bird. He's got Fong in space. Goes to the outer side, beautiful kick, finds Bartholomew's.
So Bartholomew's on the outer side, just on halfback. Looks up the line, has an option there, and it's a good kick. It's been hurried on there, is Foster. He moves it back out to Derek, so he probably could have gone a little bit quicker there at ground level. Can't be clean. The pressure applied by Aspley. Did well, Hampton just kept it in. Gross at ground level. Working it back off the boot now, just moving by 50. Pearce got a nasty bounce. Uni can clean up once again. The handball to Derricks went straight over his head. He gets it on the boot. That's another dangerous kick now. Swallow and Young do battle. Young nearly wrapped that one up. Just couldn't quite take the mark. Swallow at ground level, tied up. They can work it out again, Uni. They're just trying to stop this going inside their 50s. A free kick, and it's going in Uni's direction. So they've been able to stem the flow there. And if they can hold on to this one, they've been able to clean it up.
Bit under pressure in that defensive half as Dimmery switches inboard to Cooper. He's got a couple of metres on Freeman, decides to go for a run. Then just sends it high, inside forward 50. Bonnie can't mark. And this is Derek's though, roving the pack outside of the right boot. And he snuck it through. What a goal.
Derek's with another one. He's getting off the leash at the moment for Uni in the back end of this second term, so he's going to be one that Aspley will have to really keep their eyes on going forwards. But I think that's where Uni have really benefited this afternoon, is that every time we see Aspley take it inside their forward 50, majority of the time Big Freeman is the target, and he's obviously having a number of Uni defenders to compete with when that ball moves inside 50. And what the students have done really well taking it forward is they've really altered their targets inside 50. You see Derek's getting involved down there. There's a few others who are really providing variety inside that forward 50, and that's catching Aspley out a lot of the time.
Don't you love it when a key forward can rove a pack and snap a goal like a small forward?
He's mobile, isn't he?
Great athleticism. We're back in the middle. 25 minutes played in the second term. Spencer just fists it forward, but Sirakowski roves. Handballs to Bird. He can send it up towards half forward. Davies had a run at it, couldn't mark. At ground level is Wilson. Just trying to dance around opponent. Kick inside 50. And free kick going Aspley's way for a hold. It's going Cleland's. Oh no, it's going the way of Arnold, who handballs off to Warren. Kick outside defensive 50, spoiled by Thompson over the boundary line for a throw in. Left half forward for Uni.
So the students doing all the attacking here in the last few minutes. They've been able to take this margin out to 11 points, and that's probably, aside from maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game, that's probably the length that the margin's been all afternoon, or the biggest length. So it's been a really tight contest. The lead has been chopping and changing right through the back end of the first time in this second quarter. But Uni just able to kick away a little bit here, and if they get the next one, they'll certainly be taking the upper hand into the halftime break.
So Wolbers and Lucy to contest this ruck. Wolbers wins out. Sirakowski gets first run at it. Pursued heavily by Ives. Lucy now with a quick kick inside 50. Can there be a late mark to Uni? No mark, but Davies, there's been a kick shot on goal by Baron Hay, but it was smothered. Trickles over for a minor score anyway. So Sydney Uni 7-7-49, or 7-6-48, sorry, leads Aspley 5-6-36.
So Allen with the footy in his hands, he's got it all ahead of him. He kicks to himself, and he goes long up that far side. That's a huge kick. Out to Wolbers, but can't take the mark as Hebron was there at the back of the contest for Uni. They move it forward now, and they're able to take the mark inside 50. Well worked to Fong.
Hebron just read that perfectly, the flight of the ball, to take that mark and cause a turnover.
What is he doing there? Fong's giving the handball off to Day, who's spotted up a target inside 50, but Day had a man hot in his hammer. He was right on his tail. Wasn't even enough space for him to apply a shepherd, so that's quite a bizarre decision, but it's worked out for the students. They're inside 50, and Lucy will have the chance to put through their 8th for the afternoon.
Yeah, they certainly got themselves out of trouble for that one. Here's Lucy now to make it 3 in a row for the students.
So Lucy comes in, he'll kick from 50 on the chalk. He's given it every chance. The length is not an issue, but it's the accuracy, and that's a minor score. So Sydney 7-7-49, Aspley 5-6-36, 27 and a half gone in this second term.
So highest margin now of the game as Jackson Allen brings it back in for Aspley in the Giles direction. Just nudged Hiscox out of the way and took a great mark. He'll look to move it down this commentary side wing. Stackelberg, Darcy Barron works his way into front position and takes another fantastic mark.
Interesting approach there from Stackelberg. He took his eyes off the footy. He was looking back at whoever was inside forward 50 for them. So obviously a lack of communication between Giles and Stackelberg there as the kick up the line. Warren able to intercept. Gives the handball to Dale. They can work it out this near side. Running forward, a little bit of a hospital ball, but that's okay. They're out now. Stackelberg gives the handball back to Arnold. He works it forward on the left boot. The kick protected the drop there. Did Batchelor, but that one's just come off hands and will go over the boundary line. So Aspley in desperate need of a goal here. The margin only sits at the moment at 13 points, but that's a big margin considering the afternoon we've had thus far.
So ball now late chance for Aspley as we have a throw in. With Wolbers and Lucy again in the ruck. Give that one to Lucy, I reckon. It's fallen the way of Tom Young. Kick up towards Baron Hay. Good spoil by Dale. And we'll have ourselves another throw in. This time on the wing position, commentary side.
Dale's been really good this afternoon, Jess. He's had a lot of questions asked of him, obviously, by his direct opponent, and that's Sydney Uni forward line. When they're moving it in there's that much space, and he's been really good at closing that down and staying hot on the tail of his opponent.
Caloundra Jr. is Dale. And Sirakowski roves a boundary throw in, but dispossessed. Dimmery's in there, and he's wrapped up by 2 Aspley players, and we'll have a ball up 60 metres out from Aspley's goal.
So they've got Walbers in the ruck there, Aspley, and Payne around his feet. They'll be needing to get busy late in this term. That's gone straight to Payne on cue. He puts a crafty little kick off the left boot inside 50, but the ball is intercepted by Richards. The mark wasn't called. It's come long up the line. A high ball nearly hit 2 of the players in the head. That's the half-time siren. So an interesting second term, really closely contested, but Uni able to just skip away slightly in the back end of that quarter. Half-time here at Graham Road in NEFL action, round 7, Sydney Uni 7-7-49. Lead Aspley 5-6-36. We'll take a short break and be back with you for this second half.
Hello and welcome to this round 7 clash, or welcome back to this round 7 clash between Aspley and Sydney University. Halftime here at Graham Road sees Sydney University leading this contest by 13 points over Aspley in what has been a cracking contest so far. My name is Jess Webster and joining me in commentary is Ethan Mackey, and what a game we've had so far.
Thanks, Jess. It has been. It's been very fast-paced and everything we would have expected leading into this from these two sides. But the difference, it's only 13 points at the moment. It's not a huge margin, but in the context of this contest and how closely contested it has been, it's near what the largest margin it's been for the game. So I think the downfall for Aspley was their ability in going inside 50, their efficiency, and just were too Freeman-centric. I think they just need to alter that a little bit and use their smaller options and really keep that space open in there. On the flip side, Sydney did a really good job at clogging that up. But Sydney, when they were moving forward, were really good at having a number of targets in there, not just going to Derek's. They were really had a lot of variety with that, and they were able to utilise that with their efficiency inside 50.
And just recapping some of the key disposal winners, Andrew Swallow, 21 disposals and 8 clearances in that first half. Matt Payne is on 18 disposals and 5 clearances as well. And for Uni, that top possession winner is Jack Dimmery with 13, with Will Sirakowski and Tom Young 12 each. So Aspley's key midfielders are winning plenty of it, but Sydney University, who is leading on the scoreboard. What will the second half entail? You will find out right here on NEFL TV, thanks to our broadcast partner, Bar TV. And here is Ethan Mackey with the second half.
So Spencer and Tagliabue to do battle in the ruck. It was an enticing contest in that first half between them. So they go up again. It's a really good bounce from the umpire. It gives them both a chance. Tagliabue probably won that one down. A good tackle applied by Swallow. Pinned the arm there. Locked up. And that'll be another ball up at ground level. So it was a very closely contested first term in terms of the contests, and there was a lot of contested footy and bruised bodies around there. So the contest again, Tagliabue at ground level. Payne wins it for Aspley and bursts forward. On the boot goes to Freeman. There's a bit of a wrestle on between Freeman and his direct opponent, but the clean up from Uni begins and they're able to take it out the far side.
Great defensive work there by Richards. Finds Goulden in space, spearing kick up towards Fong. He can't gather it. Meeting him is Swallow. Just making sure this ball is going absolutely nowhere, and we will have a ball up 60 metres out from Aspley's goal.
Payne, just explosive out of that stoppage there, was able to get an inch or two of room and really put the foot down, and the kick was a wobbly old one, but it nearly got Freeman on the chest. So
from the ball up, it's Sydney Uni first to meter. Ball spills out to Hiscox, just a high up and under. That's not 15. Almost like a ruck contest again between Tagliabue and Spencer. Winning it for Uni is Fong. Handball over the top to Young. Now to Goulden. Bartholomew's evades one. Back to Young. He's under a bit of pressure. Out to Goulden. Short kick finds Hiscox in space. Now will he get... He will take a run. He takes one bounce. Crosses forward 50. Jack Hiscox misses to the left. That was bread and butter stuff for Jack Hiscox. We've seen that time and time again so far this season. Just couldn't finish off.
It's one of those cases where the player has too much time to assess the situation going inside 50, and Hiscox, I reckon he just took a little bit too long doing that, so probably could have swung around and countered that breeze a bit on the boot. He's just pushed that left as Aspley work it out of the defensive 50. That's a great kick out, finds Stackelberg of the Connor breed. He's got it on half back and has it all ahead of him. He'll kick long in the Freeman direction. Freeman's got a good run on it. He's stuck behind, and a good fist in there from Richards. We'll see that over the boundary line. Sorry, that's
Nathan
not Richards,
Cooper.
that's Cooper. My apologies to Nathan Cooper, and we'll have a stoppage just on centre wing here. So 2 minutes gone in this third term. Uni hold the lead by 14 points.
So umpire tosses it back into play. Short throw in. Favours Tagliabue, who just taps it down to space. And we will have a secondary ball up. Throw in, sorry.
So Swallow and Payne, the two that did the majority of the damage in that first term for Aspley when they were on the side, probably just didn't have enough running with them, as Uni were able to really play a team game across the field and work that footy well going forward. Spencer just dropped short of him. Payne at ground level has the footy, spins and dances around one, puts a bullet of a kick forwards. Can't be collected at ground level there by Dave for Uni, and they can work it out this near side. Stackelberg to Mallon, to Stackelberg again. He's working forward. That's Cody. Gives the handball back and they push it inside 50. Freeman stuck behind, and a good fist in there from Cooper. Sees that over the boundary line, held his position well in that contest.
Geez, Cooper is holding his own in that defence. Playing majority of the time on Jono Freeman. Classic fullback's fist
He's done pretty well. He's been playing in front since probably halfway through the first term, playing in front on Freeman and doing a really good job.
So Tagliabue and Spencer go out again. And this is Ives who roves the pack. A right foot snap from the boundary. No mark in the goal square. Still a chance for Mallon tries to force his way through, but he's tackled. Ball still to be won here. Toys trying to collect it for Aspley, but he's tackled by Goulden, and we'll have a ball up right forward pocket for Aspley, about 25 metres out from goal.
So a good chance for Aspley to put their names on the scoreboard early in this third term for the first major. Taps out, it's in a dangerous spot, about 20 out at ground level. The ball's collected, giving the handball to Warren. He's wrapped up, he breaks a tackle. How did he do that? He's put it through on the right boot. He shook the tackle, evaded that one beautifully, and was able to get himself 5 metres and put that through. That's a great goal, and Aspley have pegged this margin back to 8 points.
Just an opportunistic goal there. It was Mallon who kind of got in some space. Handball off to Warren, who was like, I'm going to go for this. I'm just going to absolutely everyone get out of my way. I'm taking a run at this goal.
It looked like he had one arm pinned and wasn't able to get a handball away, and he just was throwing it around everywhere. Was able to walk through that stoppage and put through a really good goal. So that's handy for Aspley because they were down by 14 prior to that. The margin was as big as it has been all day. So they've pegged this one back to 8 points, and we've got a really good contest on our hands now.
So a timely goal from the Aspley co-captain. Margin's now 8 points. As we take a look at this restart back in the middle. As we see, no ruckman get a hand on it, and Payne just again gets around another opponent. Short kick inside 50. Freeman can't mark. Barkley is wrapped up again by Freeman. We will have a ball up now, about 40 metres out from Aspley's goal.
Payne's been super busy early in the third term. He's had a number of clearances already and been very busy. There's a free kick blown. It's going Aspley's way to Jake Spencer. A ruck infringement there from Tagliabue, and the big fella Spencer, the ex-Melbourne Demons product. He gives the handball off to Payne. He loads up from about 45, a couple steps. It's a good kick across the face. It must have been almighty close, and he's just put it across the far side. So Aspley etched back to 7 points.
So Payne now up to 21 disposals, 8 clearances, and 7 inside 50s. Sydney Uni bring the ball out from defence. No mark. Stanley just bats it in front of Ives. With the boundary line, beats them all. And we'll have a throw in on this commentary side wing.
So Aspley starting this this third term really well, apart from the early chance to Hiscox for Uni, which he put to the near side. It's been all the Hornets since then. Spencer and Tagliabue do battle. Spencer grabs it out. He's been tackled, probably holding the ball, but wasn't given. I'm not sure what was going on there. The kick is hurried forward then from Uni. Was Bonnie puts it on the boot, and it's intercepted then by Joyce. Got in a good position, and he takes the mark in the centre square.
Had Gowers in space for a long time, but coming across and affecting the spoil is Barkley. Now Sydney Uni win out through Hiscox on the left. Just kicks it into space. We've got a foot race on here. Derricks will be first to it, but plenty of numbers for Aspley. But it's Davies who handballs off to Young. Snap inside 50, marked by Warren. In front of Derricks, right place, right time.
Warren just clogged that space nicely there. You don't want to give Derricks too much room inside 50, and Warren held his own well. That's a good mark there. Taken out on this near side. So this is Giles. He looks up the line and puts it on the right boot. A big contest form. Spencer had a fly, but went straight over his head, and the mark's taken by Goulden.
It's a free kick going Aspley's way, I think, for a push. No? Going Tagliabue's way.
He was down on the bench and nearly sitting down on the pine for a breather then. He's been called back by the umpire and said, have your kick. So I think Tagliabue would have been content to pass it on to one of his teammates.
So it's got Goulden here if he wants short option. He's going to go longer than that, up to half forward. Arnold's got front position, can't mark. Davies roves the pack. Gross affects the small, but it comes out to Bird. He kicks it inside forward 50. Spoiled away there by Dale. Gowers will be first to meet it for Aspley. Handballs to Warren. And he's got Swallow in space in the centre circle. Handball over the top to Joyce. Here's an opportunity for Aspley. Joyce takes a bounce and then throws it on the right boot. It to the hot spot. Freeman can't mark. Mallon's at there at ground level. Sydney Uni win out though. Hurry kick outside or towards defensive 50. Sirakowski takes a defensive mark.
That was some of Aspley's better movement this afternoon. They look really good there running it through hands, but Didn't come to any avail as Uni take the footy now. Worked out this far side. Fong, the skipper, gives the handball off and they can work it forward. The kick's out in front of Derricks. Can't quite reel it in. At ground level, Davies nearly took the Aspley player's head off. They move it back through the corridor now. Got a bit of time to go. Swallow has the footy, pivots around one. The footy, but it won't ball by any means. So they've got the footy now out in that far side. Aspley, they can take it out there through Stanley. A good kick out wide and the mark's taken on half back.
Pearce, left half back for Aspley. Send it down the outer wing. Stackelberg has a good run at it. And mark is paid. I liked what I've seen from this kid on debut. Oh, sorry, this is Connor Stackelberg, rather. Spitting image of his brother, might I just say. Up towards Freeman direction. Can't mark. Coming through his toy.
Free kick from the back, I think.
Oh, it's Stackelberg. My mistake again. So he wins the free kick. So plenty of numbers inside forward 50. He's just going to pop it up and hopefully someone can take a mark. But coming through and reading that perfectly is Xavier Richards. And Sydney Uni now can rebound.
So Richards at far side again. They were able to just intercept that opportunity for Aspley moving it forward. There's a lot of numbers inside the 50 there, and it probably wasn't the ideal kick from Stackelberg going in then when it was that clogged. They were able to work it out this near side now to Day. He's got it on halfback and looks across. So they go the switch and they've got a number out if they want it. The kick long up the line. It's in the direction of Dimmery. He takes the mark, backs off and he goes again. Derricks is down the line. He opts to go longer than him over his head and it's not a great kick. And Dale for Aspley comes across and takes a good intercept mark.
Stanley on that occasion for Aspley taking the
Sorry,
mark.
Stanley.
So he goes long down the wing. Wolbers is there. Arnold or Giles at the back can't mark. There's plenty of numbers around this ball. It pops out now to Swallow. Handball over the top to Giles. And he just treads water a little bit. Now the kick is on, but he's ill-directed. Can't Stackelberg. It'll be Craig Bird who takes him up the unit. Switches it. Hiscock's in space. Sydney Uni, I think, will just hold it up momentarily. Kick again. Doesn't find its target, but Sydney Uni will still win out. Richards now, he's got a bit of space. Takes a bounce. On the regather. Left kick inside forward 50. Fong in space and he's marked.
And he's inch perfect, that kick. Fong just sat in the gap between Swallow and was one of the other Aspley defenders there, and Fong took what ended up to be an uncontested mark there. So a good kick in from Richards to a dangerous spot. Was able to have a bounce and really put the foot down and gives Uni a chance to extend this lead out now to 13 points.
So Fong captaining the side today in the absence of Tim Barton. This to restore the margin back out to 13 points. Studded approach, measured approach, and he absolutely split middle. So that's Fong's first for the afternoon. Margin now back out to 13 points, and we've played 12 minutes in this third term.
Yeah, so just another case of Aspley not quite getting the reward for effort. They're working really well, looking a little bit better with their movement around the field in this term as well. They're taking a little bit more time, a little bit more composed and hitting those targets, but it's just that kick that's probably going to about 60 or 70 out that's breaking down for them, and Uni are able to really capitalise on that counter-attack, and they did so there. A good kick in from Richards, and Fong, the skipper for the afternoon, hasn't let the students down there. He puts through their 8th major for the afternoon and extends that lead back out to 13 points. So back in the middle for the restart, it'll be Tagliabue and Wolbers contesting this one. Give that one a Wolbers, but straight down to Sirakowski, who just emerges from the pack. Left foot kick in the direction of Hebron. Handballs inboard to Foster. Out back to Sirakowski again. Barkley, he's dispossessed and tackled by Mallon. That's holding the ball. Free kick, quick to play on Mallon. Wants to send it inside forward 50. Freeman's there, can't mark Day at the back. He can't gather it. It's just Cooper just bats it in front of Thompson. Again, and he's hot on his heels as Andrew Swallow. Is that holding the ball? No. Umpire is content to throw it up just inside forward 50 for Aspley. To see the class of a player like Andrew Swallow there with a wealth of AFL experience. The Uni player went to ground there and Swallow just kept his feet at that stoppage, which was really good there, and forced that inside their 50.
So Sydney Uni win the clearance. Hampton on the second attempt, and he's tackled. Is that holding the ball? Umpire says yes, it is. Free kick, Fong.
It's a bit stiff there on Hampton. He caught one over the shoulder then. It was really clean below his knees, and probably a few shouts for that from the Aspley bench, but they go inside 50 here, the students, but a good mark taken by Gross in cover. Assisted in that contest, and he's able to give to Warren. They can take it out the far side now. That's a high ball. Young's probably got the sit on that and takes an uncontested mark for Uni. He plays on, and they move it out this far side now. That's Goulden. Inside 50, a drop mark. It was on the chest. Couldn't do anything about it. They can reload now, though. Fong has the footy. It bounces back to him, so they're just losing a little bit of ground here, but they're able to take their time. They've got a free off the bench out this near side. He hasn't been spotted, though, by Sierakowski. Now he has. Moves it inside 50. It's Barron Hay. He can't collect below his knees. He evades the tackle. Moves it inside 50. It's to the top of the square. It's a dangerous kick. Oh, the contest formed. It was nearly a mark taken. Warren's got the footy for Aspley, and they work it through for a minor score. Concede that one.
So Aspley quick to bring it back in. They have a man free in the pocket. It's Gowers. And he's got Spencer with a little bit of space and one-on-one contest on Fong. Fong did well not to let Spencer use his size. 50-50 contest. Stackelberg, handballs to Spencer. Got a bit of space. And handballs over the top to Toy. He takes a bounce. He's got a couple of options up forward, but handballs back to Wolbers. Short kick. Touched off the boot, so no mark will be paid. Again, Wolbers follows up his own work. Handballs to Spencer. It's free kick advantage. Spencer has a shot and it's trickled through. Well, he hesitated for a little bit when he first got the ball, not sure whether or not to take the advantage. In the end, just had a shot on goal, and that's a lucky break there for Aspley. Margin now back down to 8 points.
That is a super effort from Jake Spencer. He was in that contest just up on centre wing. He had Fong, who did a good job on stopping him taking the mark. Spencer went to ground level. He is a big boy. He bounced straight back up, got to the next contest, got the handball off and worked it forward to Wolbers. He was the one that followed up as well and got that footy and put that through. So that's a bit of a reward for effort there for the Aspley big man, and that shows able to come make multiple efforts, and when he bounces, or when he hits the ground I should say, bounces back to his feet and gets to the next contest. That's a really, really good effort.
And obviously today Aspley are playing with two ruckmen that are alternating. Spencer's down there at full forward, while they're playing Freeman up higher and Wolbers in the ruck. So paid off on that occasion as Reece Toy flicks out a handball to Swallow. He sends it inside forward 50. Pack forms. No mark. Giles comes out to meet it. Handballs to Toy, but he's tackled by Dimmery. And that's a push in the back. And Toy will take the free kick.
It's pretty smart there from Toy. He just felt the weight from behind him and was able to just push forward. Really experienced bit of play there and able to get that free kick.
So Toy just puts it into the path of Freeman, but coming across and chopping it off is Hebron for Sydney Uni.
Their defenders today, Sydney, have been really good at reading the ball, reading the drop of that footy. I still think Aspley are probably a bit Freeman-centric, but they've been really good down there.
Sends it outside, defensive 50, but it's Aspley who forced the turnover. Gowers, handballs over to Hampton. They're under a bit of pressure. Arnold, handballs inboard to Stanley. Derricks comes to handball him, and they've turned it over here. Aspley, Austin Lucy just trying to bat it in front of space, but it's Gowers who mops up for Aspley. Short kick finds Hampton, and they can settle things down.
So Hampton on the far side, looking to get up and go, and he does. His direct opponent, Hiscox, was on the ground as he moves it forward off the boot. Spencer's up there. The big fella puts the jukes out there, but he can't reel it in. It's popped to ground level. Good pressure being applied from Aspley at the moment. Young for Uni, working it out. He's wrapped up in a tackle. He's able to just get the handball away. Hiscox is out there. He fumbles it below his knees and takes it over the boundary line. So Aspley doing a lot of the attacking here in this third term. They've been the better side this quarter. They just haven't quite got the reward for effort on the scoreboard.
Inside 50s now up to 42-25 Aspley's way. They've had a lot of ball inside forward 50, but they trail on the scoreboard by 8 points. As Reece Toy trying to emerge from the pack. He's tackled by Tom Young. Surely the umpire will call for a ball up, and he does. Right on the centre edge, or the edge of the centre square.
So just shy of 18 minutes gone here in this third term at Graham Road. Saturday afternoon, NEFL action. Brought to you by NEFL TV as Aspley are trying to work it forward. But Young has the ball and is able to work it out for Uni. They can move it forward. The kick hit the ground. It wasn't a great one, but they've got one out there, Uni, if they can go. It's Day out there. He works it forward. A high ball just at the top of the 50. Derricks is down there. His direct opponent, Dale, is on him. They can't work it out. Dale is being cleaned up in a tackle there. It's been wrapped out. Just trying to scrap it forward here, a Uni. They've got numbers in there. Aspley are trying to get representation back. It's gone to a stoppage at ground level. They work it out. Hiscox feeds back the handball off the left boot. Oh, it's hit the woodwork. So Uni nearly punishing the Hornets there, but just clipped paint and couldn't squeeze through for a major score.
So Arnold to bring it back in for Aspley. Kicks to himself. Takes a few steps and just goes long out to the boundary line. Pack forms and a fist by Cooper. Just flew over all of them and said, I'm just going to extinguish this.
5 or 6 numbers at that contest, and Cooper comes in and ends it all. So down Uni's end now. It's been a cracking contest, this one this afternoon. Plenty of run from both of these sides, and certainly an entertaining one on the eye, that's for sure. As the ball comes in, a tap down from Walbers. It wasn't really to anyone. It was a bit silly if you are perfectly honest. Young has the footy for Uni. He evades the tackle, gets the handball out. They can work it forward now. There's a high ball in from Dimmery. It's gone. Oh, Derricks could have taken the mark. He just spilt it a little bit. At ground level, trying to work it forwards. Ives off the boot for Aspley, but it's all Uni there as Young whacks it on the boot. Davies is in a good spot, and he takes the mark there.
Geez, they had to work hard for that one. Uni is just under a lot of pressure, and they just try to get it forward by any means, and it worked out for them on that occasion. A hurry kick by Tom Young, but in the perfect spot is Davies on debut. Wouldn't this be a goal in the context of this match?
So Davies will come in. He'll have to kick from about 30 out. He's on a tight angle. He puts it on the right boot. It's gone through. That is a coach killer for Aspley. That's gone through about 5 foot high. Has snuck inside the far upright, and he's put through Uni's 9th for the afternoon. As we peer over to our right to the Aspley coach's box, and there's plenty of hands in heads there. That one, how does that happen on the line, Jess?
Yep. He did enough just to get that one through, and now the margin again is back out to that 15 points. So Sydney Uni, probably since halfway through the second quarter, have just had that 2-goal buffer. And every time Aspley hit the scoreboard, it's Sydney who always finds the answer.
Yeah, it's a tight margin, but you've thought from the majority of the afternoon that the students have just been in control of the match as a whole. So they're still holding that stranglehold on the contest at the moment. Aspley have been gallant in this third term, working it forward, but once again, just haven't been able to convert those opportunities into major scores.
So we've ticked into time onto this third quarter as we have a restart in the middle. Tagliabue and Spencer. Bird again, just a little handball in front of Dimmery. He kicks it towards half forward. Bonnie will have first run at this. He can wheel around, throws it on the right boot. He's got Derricks and Gross. 1-on-1 contest. Derricks, no mark, but it spills out to Wilson. Right foot snap and misses to the left for a minor score. So Sydney Uni 9-11-65 plays Aspley 7-7-49, and we've played 21.5 in the third.
How dangerous does Derricks look down there when he's in a 1-on-1 contest in that forward 50? Tell you what, it wouldn't be too fun being a defender as Aspley can work it out of the defence 50 straight over his head. Straight over everyone's head, in fact. There was a spoil in there from Thompson, but it went over him. It's gone over the boundary line about 70 out. It's not a free kick to Uni. He kicked it to himself and moved it in. Bit of confusion there from the Uni players. There'll be a ball up. A boundary throw in about 70 out from Uni's goal. We've had 22 gone in this third term.
So important stages of this match. It's been a thrilling encounter all afternoon. Will there be any more twists and turns? As the ball is tossed back in, Swallow first to meet it, gets the hands out to Payne. Kick down the wing, Freeman plays in front, takes the mark. He's got Woolwobblers up further, and he chooses to spear and kick down the line, but it had too much on it. It's out of bounds on the full free kick to Sydney Uni at left half back.
Big Freeman, he's had a bit of a tough afternoon. He's had a lot of opponents on him. That's probably the first uncontested mark or opportunities had all afternoon. As Uni moving over there for Aspley, can't take it. Bird is at the ground in a good crummer spot. They can work it forward now. Dale coming to tackle. Moving it forward. Bonnie tried to take the mark. He follows up well at ground level. Spencer's there, the big fella, and gets down. Warren on the boot. Puts a spiralling ball forward. Coming across in cover is a good mark from Young. I'm not sure that wasn't a mark. It might have been touched off the boot. It appears to be. It's tied up in a stoppage here at ground level. They can work it out. And Aspley have got all the numbers working forward. Moving it now off the boot. Just a missed opportunity from Giles. He had plenty of time. Payne was on his outside. Probably could have assessed that situation a little bit better.
He had a couple of numbers on the inside as well, but Everyone had moved up, and so he almost had no option but to have a shot on goal as Barkley sends it an outside defensive 50, but spills over the boundary line and will have a free kick.
I think that one may have already been out, but the team so in the position to get a look at that. But Spencer off the left boot inside 50, kick goes in Freeman's direction, and it's batted over the boundary line there by Cooper, and we'll have a ball up. So the back end of this third term, Aspley will be wanting to peg this margin back now. Wouldn't want it getting any further than the 16 points it currently stands at.
Yeah, they can't afford to let another goal to Uni. 24 minutes gone now in the third. They need just to keep in touch at three-quarter time. As the umpire tosses it back in play, pushing it back, I think that is, to Austin Lucy.
A few comments coming from beneath us in the dugout.
Weren't happy with that decision, but I think it was there. As Lucy short kick finds Bird, marks in front of Swallow. It's been great watching those two go at it in the midfield today. As Bird pops it over at the top to Lucy. He's got a bit of space, turns around. I think that was touched off the boot. No, it wasn't. Baron Hay marks. And he sends it inside 50. Bonnie's got a little bit of space on Stanley and he marks. So we mentioned it just earlier, how Aspley can't afford to let another goal sneak in before three-quarter time, and this could be very painful.
That opportunity was a byproduct of having the mismatch in the ruck. Doesn't work out in Uni's favour, but certainly having Lucy's ability to move around the ground a lot quicker than Spencer. He just got away from him at that stoppage, was able to get the kick from Bird and move it forward, and that was the pure reason why they got that opportunity inside 50.
So Bonnie back into the side today, kicked a goal in the first quarter, and this to extend the margin to 22, and he's made a meal of it. Fades away to the left for a minor score. Uni 9-12-66, Aspley 7-7-49, 25 minutes played in the third.
And never really looked a chance, that shot from Bonnie. Just didn't quite look comfortable coming in on the set shot as Aspley can work it out of defence. The kick to himself back there from Allen, but then he's turned back inside and they're looking a little bit confused out in that far side. Very indecisive. It's moved up outside 50 now, but all the numbers there for Uni. Lucy on the boot, looks out there and he's got Derricks. He's probably a little bit far from home at the moment. He's about 55 out on that far boundary line, just taking his time, assessing the options. Goes a low ball into the hot spot, but a good mark taken in cover by Aspley there, and they should be able to clean this up.
So Ives, handballs off to Hampton. He's got Toy between two Sydney Uni players, and Toy doesn't take the mark. Pursued by Day, but it spills out to Warren. Handballs inboard to Mallon, but Fong comes and wraps him up. They've caused a turnover. Dimmery, short kick to the hot spot. No mark, and Arnold will win the free kick for chopping the arms. Advantage won't be paid. Lucky let off because they were under pressure, Aspley, as Arnold switches play to Gross. He's got a bit of space on that outer side. Beautiful kick finds Spencer in a bit of space. Handballs to Gowers. His kick smothered off the boot, and now's a chance for Uni on the rebound. This is Bird. Can send it back inside, forward 50 in the direction of Davies. He collects that one and sends it inside forward 50. No mark again. Bonnie, ground level, handball over the top. Dimmery, shot on the left. And he's nailed it. So Sydney Uni now out to a game-high 23-point lead as we enter the shadows of three-quarter time.
Yeah, hasn't Dimmery had a good afternoon? He's been super busy around those clearances and in that contest, and he gets a chance just to get out off the leash a little bit there. I'm not too sure he had as much room as he did, but he got out, and that's a critical goal there for Uni as they extend this lead right out. And it's going to be tough for Aspley now, but that goal is just a byproduct of their repeat entries there and the repeat pressure they've been able to put on the Aspley defence. And it doesn't matter how good your defence is, if the ball's coming in that often and that quick of a succession, you're going to lose points and have done there. It's a good finish from Dimmery, who extends that lead for the students.
So we're back in the middle again. Aspley desperately need a goal before three-quarter time. It's Payne, we can't gather it. And now it's Bird, just emerges from the pack. Handball over to Dimmery. Handballs to Thompson. He can run to 55 metres. He just has a shot on goal. Derricks is there. Bounce doesn't favour the kick or Derricks. And it'll trickle over for a minor score. Jeez,
That's terribly
it almost
unlucky
got
for
through, didn't it?
Derek's was doing the team. He did the unselfish thing. He put his hands out and tried to shepherd it over the line, and the ball just landed right on its head and just pulled up in the meantime. So we saw it in the first quarter with a nasty bounce down the other end in Uni's favour, and they haven't been given the fortune that they did there.
So Austin Lucy handballs to Thompson. They can go back inside 450. Uni. Bird, no mark taken. But Matty Wilson will win the race. What can he do? The little magician. Can't find a target. Aspley, hurry kick outside defensive 50. Payne can't gather it. Thompson again in there. Tagliabue, Day, and Siren goes to signal 3/4 time. And we are set up here for a grandstand finish on NEFL TV. Thanks to our broadcast partner, Bar TV. At 3/4 time, Sydney Uni 10-13-73 leads Aspley 7-7-49. A 24-point margin. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the final quarter after a short break. And we're back on NEFL TV. Thanks to our broadcast partner, Bar TV. Three-quarter time here at Graham Road, which sees Sydney University 10-13 C3 leading 7-7-49, a 24-point lead after they really took control in that third quarter. I'm Jess Webster. Joining me in commentary is Ethan Mackey. And Ethan, do you think Aspley have what it takes to stage a comeback?
Oh, thanks, Jess. They'll need to have everything go right for them from here. I think the margin currently 4 goals, and you know we've touched on it earlier on. Sydney Uni have just been the side that's. I mean, Aspley have come at them all afternoon, and Sydney Uni have just been able to hold that momentum and just continue and not leak constant goals in quick succession. So Aspley will need a lot to go right for them, but I think my tip will be Sydney Uni from here.
So a lot of work ahead of Aspley. Can they stage a comeback here? We're almost underway. In this final quarter, it'll be Jake Spencer and Sam Tagliabue again contesting this ruck, and we will have a recall. And it's Aspley who's led the clearances and inside 50s. But it's Sydney Uni who've had 23 scoring shots to 14. As we see Spencer just trying to follow up his ruck tap, but the ball's going nowhere, and we'll have a ball up, and we haven't moved too far from where we started.
Yeah, so I think it's just Aspley, that efficiency moving inside 50 has been a big worry for them all day. They just haven't been able to take the marks inside 50 and really get clear scoring opportunities as Warren takes it out that far side, the kick in Pearce's direction, but a good mark taken in cover there by Ryan Hebron for the students. So yeah, that'd be something that Aspley would be a little bit concerned about, is that movement inside 50 and not being able to take a clear mark.
So Hebron goes down the wing. No mark taken, and ball will be won here. But the boundary line beats everyone, and we will have a throw in. And I think Aspley have just come up against a really rock-solid defence today. We touched on it off-air during three-quarter time. We just saw earlier Ryan Hebron contested mark over Pearce. They've really played their role to perfection here today. As we see Young, first to meet it, handballs to Bird, chopped off by Ives. Payne's in there, just handball into space. Coming out to meet it is Stackelberg. Handballs to Swallow. Here's an opportunity for Aspley. Sends it inside, forward 50. A little bit of holding going on, and yes, the umpire's paid it.
Definitely held there, Freeman. It was Cooper, sorry, that had his arm there. It was a clear one. Umpire had perfect spot on that one, right in front of that, so it's a free kick every day of the week, and boy, do the Hornets need this one. Freeman really needs... Oh, sorry, it's Walbers in there. So Walbers really needs to slot this one, the big man, to give Aspley any chance at making a run in this final term.
So pressure is on Will Walbers' shoulders as he comes in on the approach. He'll let go from about 40 metres. And that is straight through the middle. So Aspley draw first in the opening minutes of the final term.
And a bit of push and shove after that one as well. Walbers had something to say to his direct opponent, and whoever it was hasn't certainly appreciated it too much. So bit of feeling in this moving into the last term. That's a handy goal for Aspley. So they cut this margin back. It's back to 3 straight kicks. So certainly not beyond them, in a team with the quality of, especially of Aspley's midfield, a wealth of experience in there, and some really good players who are, as we've mentioned, they've been winning the clearances all day in the inside 50s. If they can flick the switch and all of a sudden start to hit some targets inside 50, they're a real chance here.
And Swallow, 28 disposals and 10 clearances and 5 inside 50s, including the last one that produced that goal scoring opportunity. So we're back in the middle. Margin now back down to 3 goals. As we see, well, Bird just tried to kick it off the ground, goes in again and just scrubs one forward to Austin Lucy. First out to meet it, but he's tackled by Brad Dale. Great tackle by the youngster. And we will have a ball up, still inside the centre square, but moved 20 metres closer to Uni's goal.
The question was asked him for the holding the ball on Lucy. I'm not too sure whether it was there or not, but the Aspley fans and coaching staff certainly weren't too happy with that. As Craig Bird tries to win it out of the stoppage, Tagliabue's got it now. Payne intercepts for Aspley, Swallows there, the usual suspects for the Hornets. Ives out the far side now, has a bit of time. Young is hot in his tail, but he puts it out in front of Freeman. It's a good kick, try to get the hand in there. Cooper with a good spoil. Freeman keeps position, working it at ground level. A good tackle applied by Pearce there for the Hornets. And it'll be wrapped up about 70 from Aspley's home. We've had 4 minutes played in this final term. The current margin is 18 points in Sydney Uni's favour.
Cooper's played well today on Freeman, still only 20 years of age. And of course, a NEFL representative from last year. Another timely fist to stop him marking that ball. There's from the ball up there. Sirakowski runs out of room and we will have a boundary throw in.
Another one. So Aspley with opportunities here coming in early in the final term. It's something they certainly wouldn't want to leave their run too late. 3 goals is quite a big margin considering the state of the game that we've seen today. So they'd be wanting to kick a couple here in quick succession while they've got the momentum. Swallow at ground level. Another inside 50, another clearance. The kick in there wasn't great and really good hands out in front from Cooper. Takes a good mark holding his position in front of Freeman and they'll be able to counter-attack.
Cooper switches it. He's got Richards in space. Goes for a bit of a run. Kick up towards the wing. Stanley beats Bonnie in the race, but it falls to Barron Hay. Handball over the top. Doesn't find Hiscox. Benny Warren for Aspley can mop up. Stackelberg goes backwards. Dangerous kick. And Joyce can't mark. Aspley under pressure now. And they're lucky to cause a stoppage. And it's a free kick going Aspley's way.
They have dodged a bullet there. Stackelberg thought he was going the wrong way. It was bizarre to see. He's put that one, tried to spot up Joyce 20 metres behind him in a congested defensive 50. So,
and now Joyce has decided to switch it. He's got Toy in space. Young will apply the pressure. Short kick Toy finds Gross. Marks in front of Derricks.
It's a great mark over the head there. Had to take that one, Gross. Otherwise, Derricks was hot in his tail and was moving it back in for another inside 50 to the uni.
So Gross hasn't got a lot of options, so just bombs it up towards the wing. Tagliabue and Derricks, but coming across and taking the mark. In front of them all is Sirakowski. Cool head under pressure.
So Sirakowski looks out the far side off that raking left boot. Out in front of Derricks. Might have got a little shove from Gross. Umpire didn't see it. Through the hands there. He's not too happy about that either, Derricks. He's had a bit of a word to the umpire, but it's over the boundary line and we'll get a stoppage just on the 50-metre arc, where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary line, I should say, in Sydney Uni's forward half. So the ball tossed in. The Rucks do battle. No real winner in that contest, but Uni get it at the fall of the footy. A long kick inside 50. Derricks is the target. A good fist in there from Gross. It's still at ground level. There's numbers there for the Uni if they can get it. Aspley trying to work it out desperately. Wrapped up in a good tackle there. Joyce. It's gone over the boundary line. There'll be a ball in, so dodged a big bullet there. Did Aspley. That was right on the goal mouth in the teeth of the big sticks, and that was nearly put through from Sydney Uni.
Aspley, they're under pressure at the moment. What can Sydney Uni do from this stoppage? As the umpire tosses it back in, it's a short throw in. Tagliabue front spot. Handball to Bird, but he just scrubs one forward, and Gavin Gross will kill that.
Nearly missed his boot then, Craig Bird. He didn't get much purchase on that one, and Gross was able to just intercept and walk that one through for a minor score. So Aspley, a bit of a reprieve here. Long up the middle, the kick comes out. Freeman nearly missed him, but they can pick up now. A good tackle applied. Might have been holding the ball. Uni have got it, can take it away. The long kick in is straight through the middle. What a goal to Matthew Wilson there. He's put that one through, and that is a crucial goal for Sydney Uni.
And it was just, again, you saw the pressure applied by Uni. Just Freeman could have marked, but kept it in front. And I think it was Giles who came through, and just a handball missed the target, I think. And Sydney Uni turnover, had a player in space, and great finish from Wilson. That's his second for the day. Margin is back out now to 25 points.
Something that's been a clear difference between the sides as well. We've seen Aspley have had to work so hard for any opportunity they've had in front of goal. On the flip side, Aspley have just given the students a few opportunities to really put them through, and they've taken their advantages there and put them through and put the lead on the board.
So Point wins the clearance out to Ives. Kick around the corner inside 50 over the head of Hebron, but Cooper's back there. Handball's now inboard to Hebron. Has a man out in space and finds him. It's Thompson. He marks in front of Warren. He's got a man on this commentary side wing. It's Dimarini goes to him. And he's got Tagliabue in a bit of space if he wants to go long. And now it decides to just bomb it long down the wing. Stanley spoils out to Ives. But Derricks chops it off, and now he goes inboard. Tagliabue, Day, inside 50. One-on-one contest, spoiled by Hampton. Fong will be first to meet it, but he runs out of room. We'll have a boundary throw in.
A few good fists in there for Aspley that saved him. Then the first one from Stanley. He had Tagliabue and another students player to beat in a 2-on-1 contest. He was outnumbered and he did well. And down in that 50 then Hampton. If the mark was taken then by his opponent, it's nearly lights out for Aspley.
So probably 10 minutes in this final term. Sydney Uni lead by 4 goals. Aspley need 5 goals to win this. And it's hard to see, as you said, where they're going to come from.
Yeah, it will be tough. And 5 goals if everything goes right. I can't see Sydney Uni not putting any more points on the board for the rest of this term. So they've been really busy all afternoon and just been able to tick that scoreboard over consistently.
So toss back in. Lucy had front spot. He gathered it. He threw it on his right boot. Does it have the distance? It doesn't. Geez, that would have been something. A goal from a ruck stoppage.
Nearly Lucy's first hit. Is that classified as a hit out? I'm not too sure, but Lucy has beat Spencer finally this afternoon. It's only taken him 3 quarters and 10 minutes, but he's got there as they can move it out now. Aspley, Gross with the kick in. He kicked to himself and goes long up the line. A big contest forms at ground level. Aspley just working it forward. Oh, good boot in there. It goes out this far wing. No one able to get there, and it's gone over the boundary line, and they'll be ball in. So a winner for Aspley. They're able to move it forward and capitalise on all their opportunities going inside 50 from here on in.
So intensity is definitely lifted in this contest. It's been a great battle between these 2 top 4 sides. As Walbers can't find a teammate. And plenty of numbers around that contest. Forces a ball up, about 80 metres out from Aspley's goal.
So locked in now, and what have we got? 11 minutes gone. So any more time sort of trickled off this clock as a win for Sydney Uni. As Aspley try and work it forward, the ball is wrapped up. Walbers and Mallon lay in and tackle, and we'll have another ball up about 60 from home for Aspley.
So Walbers and Lucy again battle it out. Toy applies the tackling pressure. Mallon goes in there, dives on it, and we will have another ball up with inched 5 metres to Aspley's goal. As we go again, give that one to Lucy. Down to Sirakowski, but he's dispossessed. Another rush kick out, but smothered. Here's a chance for Aspley. Giles. Warren just bursts his way through.
Oh.
And off the outside of the right boot, fortuitously finds Eddie Mallon in space, and he will have a shot on goal from 40 metres out. And this to cut the margin back to 19 points.
Mallon can't believe that. He was just in the right place at the right time and was able to just sit there in the spot and take that mark. So that's a really handy one for Aspley. He needs to finish this one off.
As we see Toy just hobbling off with injury on the boundary line as Mallon comes in on the approach. Just fades. So Uni now 11-15-81 plays Aspley 8-8-56, and we've played 12 minutes in the final term.
So Toy down on the bench. He's looking very sore. Jackson Allen, the defender for Aspley, is already out for the afternoon as well. He'll take no part. So Aspley with a few woes at the moment. The kick long. Walbers, what a mark. Had 3 to beat and did well. Gives off to Warren. Probably put him in a bit of trouble there, but he gets it out to Hampton. The kick into a dangerous spot, about 30 from home. The Uni player gets up and puts a good fist in, only as far as Ives. Can he get on the boot? It's not Ives, it's Joyce. He chucks it forward. He's got it. They needed that, Aspley, and he's put it on the boot there, Joyce, and he's put the goal through.
Oh, can they do it? Can they do it, Ethan?
Every time I think that they're out of this game and Uni have just taken control, they managed to just get it forward and put another one through. And that's been the tale of the afternoon for both sides. There's been no side's really been able to sort of get any momentum. The other side's just been able to jump in against the flow, and Aspley have done that there. So margin currently at, 19 points. So they certainly really need to be putting the foot down now. Aspley, there's 13 minutes gone, but they're the side that can get a few quick clear succession and really break the game open.
There's still plenty of time for Aspley, but it has to go all their way. And Sydney Uni have been terrific this afternoon as Walbers and Tagliabue in the ruck. It falls to Giles. Handballs out to Swallow. Left foot kick in the Payne direction. Barkley comes across with a fist and it trickles out of bounds on the commentary side wing for a throw-in.
Another clearance out of Aspley, so they've just been huge in that department this afternoon. Around the footy, getting first hands to it. Obviously having Walbers and of course the big man Spencer, they've been huge this afternoon and supplying their midfielders with first usage.
So from the throw-in, Swallow again. He's wrapped up by Dimmery, gets the handball out, but Bird was the one who intercepted. Handball to Foster. Dimmery ricochets over the boundary line. Again, right in front of us in this commentary position. You'll get a good look at it on NEFL TV. Thanks to our broadcast partner, Bar TV.
So the ball in now. Walbers and Tagliabue to do battle. Walbers from the back might have got the tap on that. Warren on the left boot. Danced a couple ways. Young for Uni really picks a footy up, but the pressure's applied by Stackelberg, and that one's gone out in the full off the side of his boot. So Aspley with another chance to move it forward. Time is certainly ticking for them, though.
19 points the margin. 15 minutes gone as Warren goes long down the wing, and Spencer takes a great contested mark. Handball over the top, didn't find Payne. Spencer again has a second chance at it, just palms off Barkley. Handball again, though. Intercepted by Hebron, who's pushed over the boundary line. And we've got a free kick going Aspley's way to Payne. Not sure what that was for, but he's quick to play it on.
Freeman's on his own. Get it in there.
And he's got Stackelberg, who wheels around and goes to the hotspot. Freeman will fly at this. No mark. Ball at ground level. Barkley first there. Handballs off to Goulden. He's kicked out defensive 50. Hebron marks in front of Payne.
Freeman hasn't been able to get off the leash all day, and he's just got the opportunity then, but hasn't been sighted in that forward pocket there. So bit stiff for the big man, but they can move it out now, Uni. It's a long ball up the line. Davies flies. Goes over the back of everyone. It beat about 8 blokes there. Comes to ground level. Working in there. Wrapped up in the tackle is Cleland, and we'll have a ball up right near the boundary line here, just in front of us. Final term, nearly 16 minutes gone. Uni currently hold the lead by 19 points.
Plenty of feeling in this contest as Spencer and Tagliabue fight it out in the ruck. Thompson, left foot snap towards half forward. Lucy, one-on-one contest with Arnold. Dale, handballs to Arnold, but he's wrapped up by Lucy. And umpire's called holding the ball. Going against Arnold, free kick to Austin Lucy, and he's definitely got the distance, and he will back himself and have a shot here.
Yeah, more time for the clock then. That was, I can see what Arnold was trying to do, just get that footy out. He had a number out that far side, but unfortunately just took a little bit long, put the step on there, and the umpire deemed him to have prior opportunity. And Lucy, can he pounce on this opportunity that he's been provided here? It's a good tackle. He'll kick from about 50.
So Austin Lucy on the approach from outside 50 to make it very difficult for Aspley. Doesn't have the distance. Gross comes across with the spoil. And it's a minor score. So margin now out to 20 points. As Gross will take the kick in duties for Aspley.
So Gross looks over that far side. That's Hampton there. The bright yellow boots, you can't miss him. He looked to go and he just held it up momentarily. So Sydney Uni set up very well behind the ball here. He moves it long. Swallow probably got a shove in the back. Umpire didn't think so. Wrapped up at ground level. It's just inside 50 there for Uni. And we'll have the ball up.
So left half forward for Sydney Uni. As the ball spills over the back, Sirakowski first to meet it, but it's Bird who picks it up, just wheels around on the right. Scrubby kick inside forward 50. Dale's first to meet it, but he's wrapped up by Reinhard. Cleland's also in there, but I don't think that ball is going anywhere. And we will have a ball up about 30 metres out from Uni's goal.
Nice and tied up down there, and you look at the scoreboard, Sydney Uni have kicked 11-16. I know there's been a few rush behinds in that, but they could be a lot further ahead, so that may come back to haunt them, but Aspley are going to need to do everything well. As Swallow emerges from the stoppage, he gives a handball out, but it just went to no one in particular. As it's picked up there, moved inside 50 there. Derricks has a fly just over his head. Gross getting back, taps it along, trying to keep it in the field of play. It's just bounced over the boundary line there. There's a Uni player down right beside the point post there. That Gross was over there, I know as well. But we'll have a ball in Uni's forward line now.
So umpire tosses it back in. Spencer straight down the throat of Swallow on the second attempt. Handballs to Hampton, out to Payne. His kick just goes out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to Xavier Richards.
Game of inches, unlucky there for Payne. I know the idea he had. Just sat out in front of Malin a little bit far. As they've got the footy now. Uni wheel around from the top of the 50. Moved inside from Sirakowski. It's to a contest there. They've got all the numbers there to Aspley, but can't pick it up cleanly. A long ball in from Wilson. It's high, it's wide, it's out on the full. And they've been let off the hook once again, Aspley.
They've just been continually under pressure. They just can't get a clean breakaway from that defensive half. Hard to penetrate at the moment for Aspley. Still 20 points the margin as Gross finds Cleland in space. One-on-one contests all over the ground here, so he's just going to have to bomb it long and see if Freeman can get there. He can't. Out the back is Barron Hay, handball over his head. Finds Thompson. He's wrapped up by Gowers. And that's holding the ball. Free kick to Aspley. But they'll want to move it quickly. They've got space in their forward 50, but players are starting to stream back now.
It was really well done then from Gowers in that tackle as well. Pinned the arm and just was able to hold him up, not drive him into the ground and give away a free kick. So well done as they move it out the far side now. Got a bit of time to run Aspley. They move it inside 50. Freeman gets up there, just slips it through his hands. There's good pressure being applied. Freeman at ground level again. A good follow-up from the big fella. They're working it here. Aspley, surely a goal. Stackelberg can't quite get on the boot. Hiscox gives the handball back and they're able to run through the uni. So, gee, that was nearly a big chance there for Aspley at the top of the goal square. Just weren't able to convert that one into a major score.
Desperate stuff from the Sydney Uni defence as Jack Stanley comes across and fists it over the boundary line. So we're into time on now, this final quarter. Margin's 19 points. Still plenty of time, but Aspley, they need to get quick goals in concession, something they haven't done at all today as the umpire tosses it back in. Sirakowski out the back, falls away of Swallow, just palms one off, handballs to Hampton, off to Gowers, inside 50. Freeman will have a run at this, again fisted away, but ball spills down. Here's Pearce, he's got a bit of room to move, and he slots it. A timely goal for the Aspley Hornets. Margin is now 13 points in favour of Sydney Uni. 4 minutes in this final term.
Pearce with a bit of space. That's a rare opportunity for Aspley this afternoon, getting any space to move inside their forward 50, but he's converted that one well, was able to run around and kick the drop punt rather than opting for the snap. Every time, as I've mentioned previously, Jess, every time you think Aspley are out of this game, they just pop up and are able to put one more goal through, and just Sydney Uni haven't quite iced this game. They're just leaving the door open ajar. I know it's late, but it's 3 goals Aspley have got to kick. It's touch and go, but they're able to move the footy really well out of that stoppage, so they're every chance. It's
crucial that they win this centre clearance. They've done that time and time again today, and they really need one at the moment as Payne extracts it, handballs into space for Giles. He can't gather it on the first attempt, and then the pressure again from Sydney Uni, and they've won themselves a free kick. No malice in that one, but Ben Warren just collected Fong high. So Fong sends it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Hampton out the back. He's under pressure. Handballs to Joyce. Just screws one around the corner. Out of bounds for a throw in. Right where the 50-metre line interjects the boundary.
We're nearly away then. Warren took that mark, and the usual suspect this afternoon, Andrew Swallow, was sitting out that far side on his own. So if that one had stayed in, Aspley are away, but back to where we all started. It's on the boundary and the 50-metre line there as the ball's tossed in. Spencer does battle with Lucy. Spencer wins a tap, but not to any real substance. They're really scrapping now. Are Aspley on the boot, worked forward by Thompson. It's out that fat side. Davies can't quite get there. At ground level, Sirakowski brings it back into the corridor, but a good intercept mark taken by Payne.
And Payne, he's got Swallow in space. Goes the longer option to Pearce. Does it there? Boundary line will beat everyone. Dave was first to meet it. We'll have a boundary throw in on the outer wing position. 23.5 minutes now gone. Uni up by 13 points. It'll take a mighty effort for Aspley from here.
I don't think Aspley can ask any more of Swallow and Payne after their efforts this afternoon, but they're going to really need to step up now if Aspley are going to get back into this contest on the scoreboard. Payne working tirelessly to get that footy, but Young is hot on his tail for Uni. He's wrapped up, and we'll get another stoppage. There's been a few of them this afternoon. It's been a really well-contested game in and under. But on the outside, Uni have just been in the side with a little bit more poise, and it's shown. The margin currently sits at 13 points. A tap out from Spencer. Swallows trying to get there. Ground level, a few boys around that ball. It's worked out, and Sydney Uni can come out that far side. A good tackle applied then from Mallon, holding the ball. So an opportunity now arises for Aspley.
So Mallon with the tackle. High kick to centre half forward. Toys back out on the ground for Aspley. He can't mark it at the ground level as Cooper. Handballs off to Dimmery outside, and that's a great mark. Coming across and floating across the front of the pack is Reinhard for Uni. Elects to go long. Again, one-on-one contest. Gross v. Derrickson.
Great
Gross.
mark.
With the important mark. He switches it now. He's got Warren in space. He handballs to Hampton. Short kick. Ives. Marks in front of Baron Hay.
That's 50.
And it is 50 as well. So here's an opportunity for Aspley. 25 minutes gone. This is a huge kick.
It is massive. That's an understatement, I think. I know what Baron Hay was trying to do there. He's really trying to corral the mark and just shut down the corridor, but was a little bit eager in his adventure there and was just infringing on that marking area by a couple of metres there. Umpire's given the right free kick, so Ives with a big kick here.
He'll have to kick it to all of his measure, and he lets go from 45. Has it got the distance? It does. So Aspley, there's still a chance, there's still a sniff. 7 points the margin, 25 minutes gone in the final term. We've got what we asked for here at Graham Road. What a finish.
Baron Hay, the costly error, but Ives still had a big kick, had a lot to do, and he's done well with that one. Gave that a ride, and the goal umpire had to do a bit of work. There were a few Sydney Uni jerseys on the line trying to interfere with that one, but Ives has put it through at 7 points at the moment. 26 gone in the final term here at Graham Road. What an afternoon of footy.
Andrew Swallow, 35 disposals, 13 clearances and 6 inside 50s. You can't ask for much more from Swallow, but can he win the centre clearance? This time around, Spencer down to Swallow. He's got a battle with Fong, but he wins out. Can he get the hands free? And the umpire in control was blindsided, but I think the free kick was there. Swallow was legged, and he's quick to move it on. Handballs to Warren. Kick up towards half forward. Pearce has front spot, can't mark. Hiscox comes in to lend a hand. Still a chance for Aspley. Hampton's at the bottom of the pack, trying to get away with it. He's just trying to palm everyone off. But the umpire has called for a ball up just outside forward 50 for Aspley. 27 minutes gone now, final term.
So Aspley haven't been able to get a consistent run on all afternoon in terms of scoreboard pressure. It's banged over the top by Ives. Stackelberg nearly takes the mark. At ground level, Aspley willing this one forward in their forward 50. There's a few Uni jumpers there. They can work it out. Young, he's been good this afternoon. On the left boot, goes up the line. Derricks attacks the footy, slides in. Takes a mark, but fumbles over the boundary line. And that will be a ball in about 70 from home for Aspley. So time is of the essence now. It's a tense finish for all viewers at Graham Road this afternoon. But the chance is certainly there for the Hornets if they're good enough.
So umpire tosses it back in. Tagliabue against Spencer. Spencer got his hands to it, but he's tackled by Tagliabue and will have a ball up. So now 28 minutes gone. Is there time left for Aspley? They need to win this stoppage. And they do. A quick kick inside forward 50 to space. Cooper against Freeman. Cooper wins out again. What a performance by the youngster today. But Aspley aren't out of danger yet. Baron Hay. Handballs at the back to Day. They're under pressure. Here's a chance for Freeman. He can't find any space to soccer off the ground, but it only goes as far as Warren. He's got to get around Hiscox, just trying to fend him off. Then he kick around the corner. Pack forms, no mark. Hiscox will be first to meet this one.
Great attack.
Great attack there by Ben Warren. Ball spills out. Still a contest to be won here. It's absolutely frantic out there, and the ball trickles over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in about 35 metres out from Aspley's goal.
How well was that contested? Just worked in their 50 there. Freeman was outmarked by Cooper, but then it came to ground level and Freeman followed up again. Nearly was able to get on the boot. So We are in for a grandstand finish here. 29 minutes gone, final term. Aspley trail by 7 points. Ives off the left boot. He's got the belly of the footy, it looks, but he's put it back to the top of the square. Freeman nearly reeled that one in at ground level. He gives the hands back to Ives. It just misses him. Freeman follows up and he fumbles it over the boundary line. So do they have time? Do they not? There's 29 and a half gone final term, and what a game we've been treated to this afternoon.
It's always been a case of so close yet so far for Freeman, the amount of times he's flown, but just hasn't had any of them stick. As the umpire tosses it back in, Spencer down to Swallow, couldn't gather it. Young mops up and kick outside defensive 50 for Sydney Uni. Gross front spot, can't mark again. Barron Hay down there. Or it could be Reinhardt at the bottom of the pack. And it was. So ball up. Now nearly 30 minutes gone.
So Spencer and Tagliabue do battle. The two ruckmen all afternoon. Warren, he's been huge in this last term. The check side into the dangerous spot. Freeman went down with one hand. I'm not too sure where the other one was. Stackelberg follows up well. A good tackle applied by Gross. Trying to work it out desperately, Uni, and they do. It's a long kick up. Good attack. Swallow at the fall of the footy. He's got numbers lining up the corridor if he can see him, and he does. Moves it out this far side. Arnold gives the handball off. They can work it out. Hampton's out there. He's got a bit of time. Looks inside 50. It's a dangerous kick to the hot spot. And Sydney Uni are able to clean up once again out that far side.
Geez, Aspley are absolutely throwing everything at Sydney University, but they're standing tall under pressure. It's been a phenomenal performance by their defence. So 7 points the margin now, over 30 minutes played. They need 2 goals to win it. So it seems unlikely. Can Sydney Uni just keep forcing these stoppages, wasting time? As Young, a quick soccer off the ground, kicks it into space in front of Reinhardt. He gathers on the half volley. Handball's inboard to Thompson. Here's a chance now. Sirakowski can handball over to Wilson. Back to Sirakowski. Crosses 50 metres and short kick. Hiscox marks in space. And that'll do it, I think, at Graham Road.
Yeah, Aspley have just been applying that much pressure in the last 5 to 10 minutes and have got so close, but just haven't quite been able to get them through the big sticks there. And well, Sydney Uni didn't really have any opportunity forward of the footy then, so they were just content to run through hands and were able to work that footy forward. And Hiscox is on the end of it, and this can put the icing on the cake here for Sydney Uni this afternoon.
So Hiscox to put the icing on the cake and seal the game, and he's missed it to the left. But there can't be much long left. 31 minutes and a half played. 8 points the margin. Here's Gross with the kick in, and he goes the barrel.
The torpedo up the centre. Walbers flies. Nearly took out Craig Bird. He did. He's at ground level and absolutely sucking in the big one. Stackelberg moves it forward. The handball missed. They work it forward again, Uni. Applying that pressure. Well picked up there at ground level. They've got it moving forward. Following the captain. Gives off a good kick inside 50 from Wilson, and Sirakowski takes a mark, and maybe this is the shot that can finish Aspley off this afternoon.
They've just, Sydney Uni, I think, been cleaner in the clinches. I've seen so many sort of missed handballs by Aspley, and then it's Sydney Uni with just these smart little kicks to set up play. Just
that composure. So coming in now is Sirakowski to finish them off. He lines up, strikes on the left from 45, never in doubt. Although I've put the curse on him. That one's just moved as I've opened my mouth and he's hit the woodwork. So can't quite ice him here. Gross again goes up the corridor. It's a long kick. Walbers.
Did well to fist it there. Swallow again at the bottom of the pack. Handball out to space. Allen will come. He's tackled by Fong. Just gets the handball away. No, and it's a sling tackle. Umpire's paid a sling tackle to Mallon. So Mallon can reload off half-back. Handballs to Hampton. He's under pressure by Fong. That right there is, I think, reflective of Sam Fong and his captaincy today. It's
a great tackle at a really important time. There were calls for switch from the Aspley coaching staff take it across the ground, but went the short side, and Hampton was collected by Fong as he goes long into the pocket. Spencer flies for Aspley, can't quite reel it in. Bonnie now gives the handball back. They move it inside 50. It's a calm kick in there. At ground level, Hiscox. He can't finish it off again. So puts it through for a minor score. It's out to 11 points now.
So they're missing, but more importantly, they're keeping the ball inside their forward half. And that's the siren. Sydney University win an extremely entertaining clash here at Graham Road. 11-19-85, defeated Aspley 11-9-75. 10 points the final margin. And what a game between these two premiership contenders.
Wow, that was something we were all treated to then. That the game just went in swings and roundabouts the whole way through, and whenever it looked like Sydney Uni would get the ascendancy and really step away, Aspley just pegged it back, and it was like that all the way until the finish line then. So a cracking afternoon of footy we were treated to, but at Sydney Uni just a little bit more composed throughout the entirety of the 4 quarters in the end, and they're the ones that run away victors here this afternoon.
So Sydney University, their undefeated streak remains intact so far in season 2018. My name is Jess Webster. Thanks, Ethan, for your company today. It was great to call alongside you on your NEFL debut. Hope you enjoyed the contest. To all of our viewers out there, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We'll catch you next time.